Paul Willett, and the Fort Wayne Komets in their road oranges with the black trim defend the goal to our left, and we're underway. Jim Pack for Houston. Pass right side McCrory as he dumped the puck into the Fort Wayne zone. Back to get it is Smith. Darren Smith pulled into the boards by Maurice. And now it is picked up by the Fort Wayne Komets. They'll rumble to center ice. Up the left side. Yashin inaccurate behind the net for Fort Wayne, but McCrory beat him to the puck. In behind the net, they dig it out. Jimmy Pack will skate to the near side for Houston. Quick pass out to Maurice. Tips it the line out. Held in by Richardson. A drive and a glove save made by Thompson with 30 seconds played here in the first period and no score.
Well, that's a great play by Rob there. We turned the puck over just at the top of the circles, and the defenseman took a good hard low shot on Rob, and Rob did the smart thing, just caught it and froze it. You don't want to let everything get out of control right at the start, so you're going to see Rob freezing the puck quite a bit at the start.
Dobson was part, along with you in the preseason, of bringing these Aeros 2-0-1. And one thing we need to touch upon, the Aeros are undefeated in their opener in the season. They've never lost.
Well, that's right. Last year we lost in the shootout, but I don't call that a loss, Adam.
Especially against the eventual Turner Cup champion Denver Grizzlies.
In Denver, too.
Face-off controlled by Fort Wayne. Top of the slot, it's Guy Dupuis. Right side, Sean Evans lets the shot go. It was deflected. In behind the net, they grind it up. Kevin Miehm trying to center it out in front. Here's the shot. Scores! Colin Chin, we talked briefly about him. And right off the bat, Fort Wayne on the board. It's 1-0 Komets.
That's a tough goal right there. As the puck got turned over behind the net, and somehow Colin Chin slithered out front and got that great shot right from the point-blank range on Rob Dobson, and just tough to go. The puck goes here behind the net. Here we go. We got some contact back there. We get caught a little looking. The puck goes back out front. Great pass. Colin Chin puts it high over Rob's shoulder. Just a tough break there.
Puck is back as we're underway again. 1-0 Fort Wayne. Easy to keep track of goals. Chin is first of the year. And the Komets have it at center ice, and here comes Colin Chin again. A lead pass. It's brought in by Miehm right in, and a penalty coming up to the Aeros. So a very rough start for Houston. We talked about the first 5 minutes, and although we've played only 1 minute, it has been all Fort Wayne.
Well, there we go, Adam. We said in the opener that once they score a goal, they come right back at us. They came right down the pipe, and there's Terry right now. He's wondering, holy cow, I hope my troops were really ready for this thing. And I saw the guys at the pregame meal today. I know we're ready. We just took a tough break there at the start. We got gored there in the penalty box, but they just made another good play. They came right up the middle on us. So that's a little tough break. Now we need our penalty kill unit to come out and have a solid 2 minutes right here.
Penalty to Mike Maurice, 2 minutes for hooking, and the Aeros shorthanded. Or excuse me, they called it to Gord Donnelly. They announced Maurice, and it's Gord Donnelly.
They got 34 mixed up with 24, I imagine.
Off the face-off, Komets have to hustle back to their own zone, and Kevin Wortman, who played last year with the Kansas City Blades, he'll bring it up. Wortman skates it up and out of his zone, skates it down the right side. Wortman fired it into the Houston zone. Back to get it as Krupke blasted off the boards, and that will be icing on the Komets with 1:43 left in the Donnelly Minor. 1-0 Fort Wayne.
Well, that's what we're trying to do there on that penalty killing right there, is that we want to force them to dump. We want to let our big guys get back there and get the puck and shoot it out. That time it was icing, and so we're trying to right now is there's your coach right now telling them that they know that we're going to force them before the red line, that they have to make a play before the red line, or they're going to be shooting it in on icing all night. So geez, look at that haircut, Adam, over there too.
Woo. Looks like mine. You were telling me I was starting to lose the old locks up on top. Face off to the right side of Peter Ing. Aeros win the draw. Short-handed. Miles O'Connor has to retreat back to his own blue line. O'Connor pass over to the right side. Krupke. He'll wind it up and blast it back into the Fort Wayne zone. Ing slows in front of his net, and it's turned in behind for Sean Evans. 1.5 gone in the first. Komets lead at 1-0. A minute and a half left to go. And the penalty to Gord Donnelly. Left side, it is Kevin Wortman. Drilled it into the Aeros zone. Dobson slowed. First snap back. O'Connor skated behind the net. He was jumped on by Rob Murphy for Fort Wayne. The Komets get it back. Evans get it back. Top of the slot. Here's the drive by Wortman. Deflected line. Puck in behind, and we get a whistle as the edging on the lower part of the ice has come off. So everybody ready to play it but the arena.
Yeah, that's I've never seen that before. I've seen glass break, I've seen boards break, but I've never seen the edging fall off like that, Adam. We could have a slight delay here, I imagine.
No, we've already got a slight delay.
Well, I think this could actually be good for us down there, just to calm down the bench, you know. And we took a tough goal there right at the start. Now we are in the penalty box. We're making a pretty good effort at the penalty kill.
1-0, the Houston Aeros lead it. Minute 34 left in the Gord Donnelly minor, and we'll bring you the rest of the power play when we return. This is Saturday Night on Ice. Welcome back to Allen County War Memorial. Adam Gordon, Troy Gamble. Komets with that goal by Colin Chin, and he'll take the face-off against Mark Freer.
Well, this is hopefully Mark can win this draw, and we're going to have Jim go back and run it hard around and get the puck out. Let's see if that happens.
Off the face-off, the Komets win the draw, and it'll go back down, and it's Sean Evans. Evans retreats back to his own zone. He's forechecked by Scott Arneal. In behind the net, and they'll break it out. A minute to go on the power play. Evans, a quick pass, and here comes Colin Chin. Chin across the line, forechecked off by Arneal. Puck came back, here's Evans, winding, shooting. Dobson the save, and the rebound is kicked over to the near side. Picked up by Freer for Houston. He'll romp the center ice. Freer across the line, shoots, deflected by Evans. Back along the boards, it's Arneal. He let it go to center. He was harassed by Chin, and Jim Pack is back at his own blue line for Houston to Mike Yeo. What a story he is. Hurt his leg during the preseason, actually in practice, and he's making his first action in an Aero uniform this year. They thought it might be 4 to 6 weeks, but it was not.
Well, it's been very good for us that Mike's been able to come back a lot sooner, and that just shows the great shape that he's in.
Puck is knocked away. In there it is Yashin who came in there. We're going to get a penalty coming up, I think, to the Fort Wayne Komets.
Well, we got a little boarding penalty down there. Mike had his face up against the glass, and looked like Yashin kind of rode him out pretty hard. Or actually, that's Paul Willett, I believe, will get the penalty. You don't like to see that anywhere. You know, Paul rides him out hard like that. That's a dangerous situation, and that's a good call by the referee tonight. We don't want to see any of that stuff.
Face-off is going to be in center ice as Paul Willett sits down, and you can see he kind of gets the old hook in there and drills him to the boards.
Well, that's a dangerous play, Adam. That's another thing that they're trying to eliminate, especially on a guy like Mike Yeo who just blew out his knee, and you got to give a guy 2 minutes for that.
So we'll go 4-on-4, and I like the setup here. You look at Mike Maurice and Vadim Slivchenko with a little open ice, Jim Pack and O'Connor. You've got 4 pretty good wheelers right there.
Less than 15 seconds, we're on the power play, and that could be a key thing.
Miles O'Connor off the face-off for Houston, in behind his net. Oh, forechecked away. He has to hustle back to get it. Good job by Darren Smith, but O'Connor will skate the center. Up past to Slivchenko. He had a great preseason. He'll cut in on goal. Oh, he flipped the shot just wide of the net. Ing may have gotten a piece on it. Now the Aeros on the power play. Slivchenko wheels. The drive! Blistered just wide by O'Connor. Now left side Pack. Tipped it down for Townsend in the near corner. Townsend on for his first shift of the night to Mike Maurice. Base of the left circle. Aeros down by a goal, but they're on the power play. Jimmy Pack to Miles O'Connor. Right point. Slipped it down for Slivchenko at the hash marks. Back is O'Connor. Here comes Slivchenko. Fakes now to O'Connor. O'Connor can't get a shot away. Down left side. Base of the circle. Jim Pack centered. Stopped by Ing. Rebound. Oh, and it trickled just wide of the net. Oh, good work in front by Townsend, but he couldn't get it by Peter Ing. And it's shot down the ice by Oleg Yashin.
That was great work by Graham there. Graham stood in front of the net. He was taking a beating, and he got a great scoring chance from it. That's what Graham's going to do on the power play.
A minute to go on the man advantage for Houston. Jim Pack to Scott Arneal. He'll skate to center. Oh, his pass was turned over, and Rob Murphy will go back to his own blue line and shoot it to center. Arneal with 50 seconds to go on the power play. Quick pass for Jim Pack. Tossed it to Mark Laniel. And now Arneal again. Arneal dumped the puck into the Fort Wayne zone with 4 minutes gone in the first. Still 1-0 Fort Wayne. A little over half minute to go on the power play. Puck was cleared by the Komets, and the Aeros go back. Steve Jakes. What a playoff he had with the Phoenix Roadrunners, and he has definitely earned himself a top spot in the blue line for Houston. Freer the other way. Here's the chance. Bissett shoots. Great stick save by Ing. The rebound, and it's sliced just up over the net. Puck came back to the line. Here is Jakes. He winds. He shoots. It was deflected in front. I don't think Freer may or may not have gotten a piece of it. It went out of play, and whistle will halt action with 4.5 gone in the first, and the Komets lead at 1-0. 15 seconds left in the Willett minor.
Adam, yeah, that was a great save by Peter Ing there. You can see Jakes takes the shot there, and a big kick save. But there was a bigger save before that on Tom Bezeau, who came in from Europe. He had played with us just for a training camp. He had played over there for the last 5 years, and we're looking for big things from him. But Peter Ing, he's going to be sharp tonight. He's a veteran goaltender. He saw there that they were getting a little scrambly, so he kicked the puck up into about row 20 for a little whistle action.
There you go. We're low enough that we might be able to get a puck up this way. I get the first one.
You get the first one?
Yeah.
We'll be scrambling for it. I got to take it back to my kids.
Well, by the way.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I got to say happy birthday to Garrett Gamble today. He's 6 years old. My little boy's 6 years old. I know he was a little upset I didn't make it, but happy birthday, Garrett.
And happy birthday to Ryan McCrory, Scott McCrory's kid. Here's the drive. I think he's 3 years old, so a lot of birthdays going on, and I think the Aeros would like to reward them both with a win. They're down a goal, and they are on the power play, but here comes Fort Wayne. Just offside, so the face-off will go back to center. With 15:23 to go in the first, 1-0 Houston. Wednesday night, after Babylon 5, a faltering alliance traps the Federation between the Klingons and the crumbling Cardassian Empire. It's on a 2-hour season premiere of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Wednesday night at 8 on UPN 20.
So I guess Wednesday night we're in front of our TV sets. Watch a little Star Trek. Are you one of those Trekkie heads at all?
No, not me.
Well,
I should be, though.
You should be. There's a good shot of Colin Chin, and last year when they had their coaching problems, Colin was hurt. He actually helped them coach last year.
He was an interesting story in the sense that he couldn't coach for the whole game because his knee was so sore. He couldn't stand on the bench, so he went to like about 2.5 periods or even 2 periods, and then he had to go sit upstairs. Never could finish a game. His knee was so sore. Now the Aeros shoot the puck back into the Fort Wayne zone. They are offsides. Penalties now over. Teams are at 5 aside. Aeros trail 1-0. But I think that power play did them a lot of good. It's got them back into this hockey game. Seems like they got their skating legs back.
Well, Fort Wayne just came out and jumped all over us. We expected it, but it's hard to tell everyone that, hey, this is how it's going to be. So we're going to battle back at him. We battled back all last year. Nothing's going to change. There's a good shot. Jim back there is unbelievable that we can get a guy with 2 Stanley Cup rings and have him in an Aeros uniform. So we're looking for a lot of positive things from him.
Marquis Matthew will take a face-off.
That's Marquis' first shift in the IHL.
Yes.
He played 2 years in the East Coast, and I know he's very, very excited. It'd be great for him to have a great first shift. I'd like to see him get a goal, Adam. How would that be?
I'll tell you what. I just would like to see the Aeros get more than Fort Wayne tonight. That'd make my night perfect.
Make everyone's night, especially for that bus ride back to Indy tonight.
About 2.5 hours, folks, back to Indy in a 6 a.m. flight out of Indianapolis. Off the face-off. Aeros control. Jim Pack, right side, Slivchenko trying to move around. Staub cannot. Sends it back. Jake's a bouncing puck. Steered it down to Slivchenko. Base of the right circle. He's pounded into the boards by Staub, but picked up by Houston. Back to the line. Jim Pack had trouble with the puck. Slipped it down behind the net. There is Slivchenko. Matthews there as well. Marquis Matthew trying to dig it out. Matthew in the corner. Back to Jim Pack. Trying to find Matthew, grinding it out. It's Slivchenko. Now to Matthew behind the net. He's worked on by Grant Richardson. Puck lugged down there by Slivchenko. Wheeling, dealing. Boy, is he a tough guy to corral. Finally, he's pinned along the boards. And it's picked up by Matthew. Base in the left circle. They grind it out some more in the corner. This is kind of those little battles you like to look at and see if the Aeros win. And finally, they continue to grind it out. Boy, a number 14 sure would be nice in a situation like this, Dave Tippett.
Well, yeah, Dave Tippett was great along the boards like that, but Dave's going to give us a lot on the bench tonight.
Puck is shot down. It was an icing call, but Dobson didn't know it, and he played it. Thus, no call. Now it's shot down by Houston. This will be an icing call on Houston, and we take time out. 14 minutes to go in the first. 1-0 Fort Wayne. This is Saturday Night on Ice. Saturday Night on Ice. It's the big theme this year for UPN 20 and the Houston Aeros. Next broadcast will be from the Summit against the Detroit Vipers, the home opener at 7. Then next Saturday from the Cincinnati Gardens, the Aeros and the Cyclones. And then the 18th, just up the freeway, against the Indianapolis Ice. Fort Wayne leading this hockey game by a score of 1-0, and a quick shot off the faceoff, just whistled wide. That was by Andy Beazeau. Aeros shoot it around the boards. Far side, Donnelly trying to clear to the line, not out. Held in at a left point nicely by Sean Cronin. Longtime NHL veteran, played last 2 seasons with the San Jose Sharks.
Well, Sean has all that experience. He's been in the NHL for many, many years, and he's known for his toughness. That's what they wanted here.
Donnelly ripped the puck into the Fort Wayne zone. Icing indicated if Fort Wayne gets there, they do. Kevin Wortman touched. And they'll bring the face-off back down into the Houston Aeros zone.
I think one thing that we're going to likely, Terry's down on the bench telling the guys, Adam, is that our forwards just need to hold up just for a little more of a second to give our D a little more time. Fort Wayne is pressuring our D immensely right now, and we just want to slow down the Komets a little bit.
Terry Ruskowski They don't come any more intense on the bench.
Oh,
but
look at that face right there now. That's intensity right now. A lot of things going through that man's mind.
is it a big help having Tippett on the bench with him?
I believe it is. Dave Tippett is just a class act and is so smart about the game of hockey that I think he'll really calm those defense down, and he's a great asset.
Off the face-off, it's Guy Dupuis for Fort Wayne. A chip shot, and it was cleared by the Aero defense. Looked like one of my little 9-irons along the green. Picked up by Dupuis, shovel it into the Aero zone. It's Gord Donnelly to hustle back and play it. Blasted off the boards, couldn't clear it. Held in by Fort Wayne. Here's the shot, scores! Darren Smith right in between the circles, and it's 2-0 Fort Wayne.
Well, the puck got dumped in there, Adam, and Gord Donnelly got back. He hustled back. He slapped it around the boards. We got a bad break off the boards. It looked like it might have went off Scotty's foot. Took a bad bounce, went right into the slot on the waiting stick of Darren Smith. And there it is, upstairs, top shelf, one-timer with Paul Willett in front, causing all kinds of traffic and happen. Here it is, the pass across, one-time shot upstairs. Rob Dobson didn't even get a chance to see that puck with Willett and Donnelly in front. That's just a tough break off the foot over there and then right on the guy's stick.
Yashin made a really nice pass to Darren Smith, and this hockey game now is 2-0 in favor of the Komets. Arrows are offsides with 13:10 to go in this first period.
Well, it's going to be time to check down there and make sure that everyone's going to be ready to get going and keep it going here. We can't let this crowd take over here. I know that coach right there, Dave Ferris, is a pretty happy guy. You look down on the bench here right now, is that we got to be saying down there, hey guys, the game's not over yet. Keep it going, keep going forward. Let's get the puck in deep on them.
Off the face-off, it's Rob Murphy, and here come the Komets again. It's shot in over the line by Andy Beazeau. Back is Arneal. He's drilled by Beazeau, and it's picked up by the Aeros. Freer romps to center for Houston. Bringing it across the line, but it was tipped away by Staub. O'Connor's going to try and do it. He's muscled. We got a penalty coming up to Fort Wayne, and the Aeros are going to go on the power play, but then maybe not, as Arneal takes a retaliatory shot at Bezeau, and that might do it for the Aero power play. We'll see.
Things are heating up out there right now, Adam. You can see that Scotty's getting a lot more physical, and I'm sure Terry's down there saying, hey, this hasn't been a physical game yet. In order for the Aeros to be successful, we need to be physical.
And no penalty to Arneal, so Scotty Arneal, he's that cagey veteran. He doesn't make many mistakes. He took a chance there and came up bases.
Well, certainly, Scotty's not going to do something that's going to put our team in jeopardy. He knew that he was just playing the puck strong there, and Beazeau there went flying down, but before that, that's where the penalty was.
So the Aeros will go on their first full power play, and the unit of Freer, Bissett, and Arneal come out with Conroy and O'Connor. This unit looked tremendous against the Minnesota Moose in the last preseason game.
It certainly did. Al Conroy is a forward, a centerman playing back on the point, but he's played that role before. I played with Al 10 years ago, long time ago, back in junior hockey, and he used to play that point position.
The Medicine Hat Tigers.
The Medicine Hat Tigers of the old Western League. So
yes.
We're looking for big things. Al can shoot the puck and make a lot of good plays.
Arrows shoot it into the Fort Wayne zone. Colin Chin goes back. He will turn, clear it off the glass. It'll go all the way down the ice, and O'Connor's got to hustle back. Dobson slows for O'Connor, and he'll turn in behind his net. O'Connor from right to left, a pass to Arneal. Turned it over, and Colin Chin's got it. Chin will turn and shoot it back down the ice. 1:34 remaining.
We're going to have to get a rope on that Colin Chin. He's all over the ice out there right now, Adam.
Up the left side, here comes Al Conroy. He'll shoot it to the line, not into the zone deep enough, and it's right back down the ice. 1:20 remaining in the power play for Houston. 8 minutes gone in the first period. It's 2-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Conroy near side, belted by Smith. Maurice turned the puck over. Now it's picked up Kevin Miehm. He tries to move it along the boards. And back is Maurice, back behind the net, but Darren Smith has got it. Arrow's really struggling on this power play. They're on the man advantage, and Fort Wayne has owned this particular shift.
We got to get a little more communication out there. I got this guy, you got that guy, and then once you get him, you got to stick with him out there, Adam.
Under a minute to go in the power play for Houston. They have yet to find the Fort Wayne zone. Conroy shoots it in. It's knocked down by Aim. Maurice had it, lost it, and Guy Dupuis is there, but Maurice is on his case. Near side, counts it, belts his man into the boards. Puck is cleared. Komets have it, and Paul Willett will skate the center and shoot it right back down the ice. Dobson out of the net to slow with 30 seconds to go in the power play. 2-0 Fort Wayne. Arrows need a goal in the worst way right now. Maurice for Houston across the line. Maurice pulling up at the circle, looking in front. It's back to Laniel, he gives to Jake, shoots, hits skates in front, and it's cleared by the Komets all the way down the ice.
That's almost going to do it for that power play. We just got to get it up to the red line, get it in deep, and get a couple men on the puck. They're forcing us down low, so we got to keep on pushing that puck up at them.
Laniel shoots it in, and it's cleared, not out. Second effort is finally out. Andrew McBain got it cleared to center. That's cleared to center again, and Rob Murphy's got a chance. He's open left wing, shoots, Dobson the save, and the rebound is cleared to the far boards. Alex Nickolic in behind the net for McBain. McBain trying to move it in there. Murphy's got it. Murphy for McBain behind the net. Skate to skate with Yelda. Here's a chance for Murphy. Can't pull the trigger. McBain winds, takes the shot. Sean Evans centered it. Here's the drive. Oh, what a stacking pad save made by Dobson. Wow. Now it's Murphy in the corner. Picked up by Houston Laniel. And the Aeros really struggling getting it out of their zone right now. Laniel in behind the net. Blank blasts it off the board. Still not out of the zone. It's down low. This is a dangerous situation for Houston right now. Into the corner. Nickolic grinding it out with Jakes. They're skate to skate. We're halfway through the first period. Here's a chance for Fort Wayne, but it's tipped away by Slivchenko and shot down the ice. Wow.
We need a change right away, Adam. We're tired guys out there right now. We got to get some fresh legs.
Now it's Colin Shin who dropped it back. A shot right on. Dobson kicked it out of there. And here comes Gord Donnelly charging through neutral across the line with Maurice. Here's a chance in front. Ing will cover up and hold on. 9:30 to go in the first period. 2-0 Houston. This is Saturday night on ice. Fans, put October 7th down on your calendar. That's the night your Houston Aeros officially begin their second tour of duty at home. Watch as they take on the Detroit Vipers in a fight to the finish. We'll have an evening full of excitement and surprises on October 7th. Tickets are available. In fact, you can call right now at 627-AERO. Operators are standing by right now. Pick up your phone, 627-AERO. Get your tickets. And Dave Tippett, oh man, the first full season as an assistant coach. I think he's going to be good for Terry Ruskowski. We talked about this guy knows pro hockey.
Well, he certainly does. He's been around the game for all of his life, and he's going to add a calming influence on the bench there. And I just want to comment, Adam, we just had two humongous saves by Rob Dobson there, and now we're back in the offensive zone, and hopefully we can do something with this draw.
Face off in the circle to the right side of Peter Ing. And off the face-off, Aeros have it. Jim Pack left side. Worked it down. Komets Sean Cronin trying to clear. It's gobbled up by Kevin Miehm. And shot to neutral. Here comes Messier. Mitch Messier centered right in. Oh, and Sean Cronin, who came smoking down the slot, and he couldn't get a shot away.
That's an unfamiliar place for Sean Cronin. Usually he's back on that defense. He's never up there.
Big shot. Stop Dobson. Rebound. And Donnelly got in front of a Kevin Miehm drive. Here comes Scott McCrory for Jim Pack. Quick pass center ice. Conroy for Houston. Conroy dumped the puck in, and Mitch Messier is back. Yes, the younger brother of Mark Messier, but big difference in playing styles, if you will.
Yes, a lot of big difference in playing styles and paycheck.
I stepped to the plate on that one, eh? Puck came out in front, and Wall was almost kicked into the four-way net by one of their own players. Now it is Conroy in the corner. Lugged it behind the net, cleared by Cronin to the line. Not out, held in right point. Here's a drive by Krupke. It's blocked by Cronin. It goes to the far circle. Gobbled up by Kevin Wortman. Clear, not out. Cronin can't clear. He's in a battle with McCrory and then shoved right off the puck, but he stays with it. Battle on the boards. The puck is frozen. They continue to grind it out, and finally, whistle stops play with 8:22 to play in the first. 2-0 Houston. I'll tell you what, Sam Malone has taken a big role with the Houston Aeros this year from KRBE. Sam, what do you got for me?
Hi, I'm Sam Malone from 104 KRBE. You want to go to the Aeros home opener, Sam Malone style? Free! Be the 20th caller right now, 777-5772. Get 2 tickets, 2 hats, 2 t-shirts. It's a hell of a game. It's the Aeros. See ya!
See us. Sammy, what is he doing to us?
Well,
looking good.
You know what, I saw Sammy last week. He's playing in an adult hockey league out in Sugar Land, and he's even lacing up the blades now.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to have him on a few times this year helping out. Normally, Mike Greenlay and myself. 777-5772, 20th caller.
Win some tickets. Great deal.
Outstanding deal. Look forward to seeing you at the game.
If it's free, it's for me.
Trainer's motto and Troy Gamble's motto. Off the face-off. The Komets have got it, and a 2-0 lead. Yashin a drive, wide of the net. Picked up by Thompson. He'll turn to the near side. Arneal trying to clear, not out. Held into Puy. It came back to the line. It's Darren Smith. Shoots, and a glove save by Rob Dobson. Dobson snatching that from the jaws of the twine with 8:03 left to play in this first period. And the Komets lead at 2-0.
Well, that's the type of play there for Rob Dobson that we were talking about, is that he got to see that puck all the way. The defense took a great slap shot, but Rob had a clean side of it and made a great catching glove save. Even a reverse angle. We got all the technology up here in Fort Wayne, Adam. And there you go, the big glove save. But you can see no one's in front because our defense is clearing the front of the net. And that's one thing we wanted to address over the summer, and we did with these new defense coming in.
Near chance for the Komets, but they can't all be gems.
Well, that's still a good shot at him. He got in 20 feet from the blue line and let one rip, but Dauber was up to the task.
Off the face-off, the Aeros have got it. Krupke behind his net. A pass to the right side. Bissett can't clear. Second effort is drilled back in by Fort Wayne. Dobson slows behind the cage. O'Connor trying to clear to Arneal. He slapped it down the ice. After it, Freer. Freer will go down to get it. He's the first one there. Freer trying to center it. He's blasted into the boards by Brian Staub. Behind the net, Bissett fighting for it. Not doing too well against Murphy. Now tries to move it out in front. Staub is there. He can't clear. Arneal grinds it out in the far corner to the left side of Peter Ing. Bissett trying to get it down for Arneal. Staub lugged it out of there. It's cleared to the line, not out. Good defensive play by Krupke. And it's back down into Houston Aero territory. Icing indicated with 7:19 to go in the first. 2-0 at Fort Wayne.
That's one of the matchups I thought that we'd see tonight. Is Mark Freer and Scotty Arneal are obviously one of our #1 offensive lines. And that's the matchup with Murphy that I was going to see tonight, because Murphy's a big, strong centerman, and they're playing them hard tonight. They got McBain, Willett, and Murphy playing against them as a defensive line so that we don't give Freer and Arnie those good scoring chances. And that's the tough thing about coming into the jungle, is that they get last change.
And the other, don't kid yourself, you know, you look at the 2-0 lead that Fort Wayne has. This third goal is huge, because obviously it'll either be 3-0 Fort Wayne, but if the Aeros get the next goal, they're right back in this game. Give them a little momentum, a little confidence.
On a play rate that just happened there is we had Mark Freer skate the length of the ice to beat them to an icing puck, and that's hustle. And that's what we want to see.
Face off to the left side of Peter Ing. Drop of the puck. Matthew won it, then lost it. Sean Cronin has it for Fort Wayne in the corner. He's taken in there by Slivchenko. Matthew centered it. Oh, and it just picked away by Kevin Miehm. Miehm for Fort Wayne. He'll skate it up the right wing boards. Got through the check of Mike Yeo. At center, Miehm across the line. Miehm trying to cut in, and Dauber will have enough of that. He will come out and put a glove on it and hold on with under 7 minutes to play in the first. 2-0 Komets.
Well, we wanted Dauber. That's a tough situation. You got a man coming in there, and it was a little bit of an outman situation, so Dauber just froze the puck. Dauber's looked sharp tonight. He really has. You know, he's given up 2 goals, but we're talking 2 goals from golden age, you know, right in front of the net, the one-timer across. I think Dauber's played very well. He's been sharp. He's kicked the puck.
Let's take a break. 2-0 Fort Wayne. This is Saturday night on ice.
Most people would consider playing baseball in the Astrodome with Craig Bezeau a rare opportunity. But for the Sunshine Kids, it's an annual event. The Sunshine Kids organization provides a little sunshine to children with cancer. Each season, among other things, the Sunshine Kids challenge Craig and other Astros for a couple of innings. And the memories last forever. Craig won't tell you what all he does for the Sunshine Kids, but the sun on his cap says it all. Craig Bezeau, an Astro in action.
Don't forget, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, the Astros take on the Cubs in the season finale live from Wrigley Field. If the Astros end up in a tie for the wild card spot, UPN 20 will carry the game Monday, October 2nd. Check your paper Monday morning 4 times, and also you will be heard live on our radio flagship station, KPRC, 9:50 a.m.
I was watching a little bit of the ball game today, and the Astros hung tough today and won 9-8.
Drop of the puck, controlled by Fort Wayne. They grind it out. Miehm, top of the slot. Wortman, fan on a shot. Penalty coming up to Houston. Delayed call. After the puck for Houston. It's picked up by Marquis Matthew. And we're going to get a holding call on Houston with 6:47 to play in the first, and the Komets lead 2-0.
Well, we need that penalty kill unit to come up big now again. You know, we're at 6:47 of the first period. We're down 2 goals. So we need a big kill here. I think that was a holding penalty there, and that's another thing. If you hold the opposition stick, they're going to call you. And, that's a tough break when we're in deep. But oh, there's well, he's intense down there tonight.
I think it'll be like that not only all night, but pretty well for the rest of the season. He's just, I think I like the comment you said. You've got Tippett, kind of the mild-mannered, and Terry Wiskowski, the hard, and speaking of intense, Dave Farish, he's got to be happy with the 2-0 lead, and now his team on the power play. Left side off the draw. Oleg Yashin rolled it down for Paul Willett. At the hash marks, left wing getting set. Scooped it down for Yashin. Aeros have Pack and Donnelly on the points. Here's a pass down low. The shot. Dobson got in front and denied him like a stolen bank card. Back comes Yashin. Centered in front. Oh, man. And then Donnelly drills. I mean, literally drills Willett like a Black & Decker, but he's going to pick up a penalty, and now the Aeros, who trailed 2-0, will be 2 men down.
That all started with the great half-board work of the winger over there. He got it in deep into Willett. Donnelly didn't have any chance but to take him down, and he's got to go serve 2 minutes, so we're going to be down 5-on-3.
Congratulations to Tricia Schmidt. She was our 20th caller. Congratulations, and she's going to get some tickets to an Aeros hockey game.
Is she coming opening night? Well, there's the penalty. Little cross-check right there. But that all started with a great pass by the Comet player to get Willett the puck, and Donnelly just had to do whatever he could to stop him from taking a shot on Rob. Look for us right now. We're playing 5-on-3 to play a triangle. What I mean by that, we're going to give them outside shots, but we're going to be taking any rebound and shooting it down.
You won't see the Aeros carry much, will you?
No.
As soon as they get it down the ice. Here's Arneal for Houston, right off the draw. Give it to Krupke. Quick turn, can't clear. Held to the left point by Kevin Wortman. Back over to Sean Evans. Those are two pretty good offensive defensemen. Wortman fakes the shot. Back Evans, right point. Evans played last year with the Milwaukee Admirals. Sends it down right through the skates of Oleg Yashin. Jim Pack will turn. Clear to the line, not out. Aeros have struggled clearing it out of their zone tonight. Back to Evans. Centered, Willett, the shot, score! Paul Willett. Dobson, I think, got a stick on it. 3-0 Fort Wayne, a power play goal, and the Aeros still stay shorthanded.
I don't know, Adam, but that could have went off a foot. It looked like Jimmy Pack was going down to block the shot. It might have went off a skate. It bounced and hit something for sure, and here it goes. The pass goes into the center. The puck just, I don't know, it's tough to tell from that angle if it went off a skate or not. But we're 5-on-3, and they're getting great shots. There he is, top the circle, pass right into the middle, turn around, quick shot, and it looked like it went off a skate. Might have went off one of our guys' skates here.
Mark Laniel, right off the draw, shoots it down into the Fort Wayne zone. Sean Evans goes back to play in behind the net. Evans from left to right. It's 3-0 Fort Wayne, and it goes right to the first key. And you talked about the pace of this game, and it has been all Fort Wayne. As a drive by Miehm right on, and Dobson, the glove save, and play halted.
Well, yeah, that's a good whistle by Rob, but Rob wanted to play that. They blew it down a little early for him. He wanted to drop it and shoot it all the way down, and he has that ability. That's one thing that I tried to work on a little bit over the summer, but I won't be even as half as good as Rob is playing the puck.
I do want to say one thing that you have worked on, and I say this with all sincerity, Troy. You look unbelievable. You came in and you worked hard. You've lost some weight, a lot of weight, and you look terrific, Troy. And I know that's shown up in your playing performance, and I hope you keep up the good work.
Well, I think what pushed me, though, was Dauber being in such great shape that I wanted to make sure I could get down and be in half as good a shape as himself.
Jack LaLanne, you are.
Let's not get too carried away up here.
Kevin Miehm, the other way, cutting behind the net, getting set. Still on the power play, the Komets. Kevin Wortman to Evans, the drive, and he partially fanned on that. Freer will go to play, turn to the corner, picked up by Andrew McBain. 5:11 to go in this first period. 3-0 Komets, still on the man advantage. Evans a drive, ricocheted off skates, and pinball to Jakes. He fluttered one to the line. Freer still can't clear it. Here comes Wortman. Wortman for Fort Wayne, pulls up in the circle, back to the line for Kevin Miehm. Miehm waiting with a puck back. The drive, hammered just wide of the net, and finally picked up by Arneal, and he will skate it to center. 20 seconds to go in the Fort Wayne power play. Here come the Aeros, short-handed, but they are offsides. 4:45 to go in the first. It is 3-0 Fort Wayne, and I got to ask you, Troy Gamble, you suspected this would be a physical hockey game, and really I think it's been Fort Wayne that's been dishing out more of the hits tonight.
Well, I'm sure that will be addressed in the locker room. In order for us to be successful, we have to be very, very physical, and you are correct about that. I think what we're seeing happening, though, they're gaining the red line. They're getting the puck in deep, and they're forcing us. And you can just look at the shots. It's 11-4 right now, and they're out-shooting us and out-skating us right now.
One shot back into the Fort Wayne zone. Ryan Staub, right side of the zone, and he's pounded by Yo. Penalty down to 7 seconds. Here is Guy Dupuis for Fort Wayne. Get it out the center for Chin. tried to get it in there. Yo turned it around, but still can't clear it. Second effort to the line and out at center ice. Puck goes back into the Houston zone. Penalties over. Teams at 5 aside. Gord Krupke turns in his own zone, reversed it over to Yo near side. Yo slammed one to the line. Oh, it is out. I didn't think he got it out, but Staub, they say, didn't hold it in. It is offsides with 4:14 to play in the first, and a 3-0 lead for Fort Wayne.
Well, I think that was the delayed offsides. Before that is that what happened is that they didn't all come back over the blue line. So that was a delayed offside, not the real offside. Look here.
Oh, yeah. Well, but it did come out.
It never came out that they got in too quick the time before. So the linesman, I looked over at the far corner. I got a great vantage point from here. You can notice his hand was up.
Face off at center ice, and the Komets win the draw. Grant Richardson sends one over to Staub. Quick pass, Willett goes into the Aeros zone. Icing indicated. Pack has to hustle. He didn't get there. No icing. Paul Willett sends it down. There's a chance for Darren Smith, but it rolled behind the net for Marquis Matthew. Skate to skate with Willett. Now Pack trying to clear it. Came to Yo. Can't get it out. Richardson, the drive, and a glove save by Dobson. He will hold on with 3:47 to go in this first period. 3-0 Houston.
Today, when we had our pregame skate, Adam, the ice was real chippy. If you look at a lot of the bounces tonight, is that the puck is bouncing all over. That's because this ice is chippy up here. That's how Mike didn't get that puck and get it out. Dauber was on the top of his crease and made a good glove save. But before that ever happened, Jimmy Pack got that puck. That should have been icing. Great save. Lots of traffic in front of Rob, but he was on the top of his crease. That should have been blowing icing. I had a great vantage point. Jimmy Pack got that puck.
Off the face-off, it's controlled by Fort Wayne. Kevin Wortman trying to wheel and deal in front. Maurice on his case. It's in the corner for Jakes. Give it to Scott McCrory, and he chipped it up and out of the zone. Andy McBain at center. Sends it right back into the Houston zone. Dobson's there to slow it. And then Beazeau came smoking in there, and it had to be turned around by Jakes. Aeros have spent a lot of time in their own end. They have only 4 shots on goal. They have put absolutely no pressure on the Fort Wayne Komets in this first period as of yet. McCrory trying to clear, cannot. Jakes to McCrory, and here comes Maurice. A chance. Maurice across with Conroy. That is offsides. And it'll come back out to center ice with 3:09 to play in the first. 3-0 Komets.
Mo had a tough time to get the puck there. It was kind of bobbling on him. He was trying to make the pass to Al Conroy, and Al was flying in the middle. It would have been great if he could have got the puck to Al.
Terry Ruskowski obviously displeased with the effort in this first period.
I don't know if it's so much the effort. It's just that this is a tough building. This scared me, having this as our first game of the season coming in here. It's a very, very tough building, and it's easy to get unnerved. The fans are right on top of you here in the Coliseum.
Off the face-off, the Aeros have it. Miles O'Connor shoots it in. Back is Dupuis. In behind his net. Aeros lost 6-3 in this building last year.
I know that, Adam. I was in goal.
Didn't mean to bring up an old memory, or maybe an old nightmare.
Old nightmare.
Krupke in his own end. He does the job screening his man off, and Maurice will get it down the ice. No icing, though. They say Fort Wayne could have played it, and Sean Evans will hustle back to play. Evans in his own end. Quick pass for Kevin Miehm. Played last year with the Peoria Rivermen, then caught a little stick from Scott Arneal. Down he went, but Colin Chin brings it back. Chin centered. Oh, it hits skates and went into Dobson. He doesn't see the puck. It's in there. Who wants it? Oh, man, the Aeros were so close to putting it into their own net. And luckily for Rob Dobson, he had a man back able to clear it. Oh, my.
It was like a Mexican jumping bean back in there. It was jumping all over the place, Adam.
Icing the call on Fort Wayne with 2:13 to go in the first period. 3-0 Fort Wayne.
It went off about three sticks, and here Colin Shin's going to center it up, and it goes off a leg. Hits Stauber right in the chest, bounces down, but Stauber doesn't know where it is right now. He's wondered. It's in him, drops out. Miles O'Connor's there.
He's telling him to fall on it, I think.
Fall on it. Miles does his impersonation of myself just falling down. We end up getting it out anyways.
Looked like a rooster sitting on an egg. It just kind of came out. Lucky wide of the net. Darren Smith has got a goal in this hockey game. Brings the puck in. Smith centered, tipped away by Dobson, and it goes to the line and not in. What next?
I've never seen a puck jump as much as it's been jumping out on that ice. And as I said, on our pregame skate today, we knew the ice was chippy. That puck is jumping all over the place. Look at this puck jump here now. Goes up in the air, it's jumping. Dauber has great presence of mind to know that he didn't have it in his glove to reach in behind him. Off another leg. And as you can see, they are driving so hard to the net tonight that there's just tons of traffic, and a great save right there.
Do you guys work on the way that you fall and turn around so that you don't kick it into your own net? Is there a technique, or is it just instinct?
It's usually just instinct.
Well, good instinct by Dauber.
Well, he does have that.
Darren Smith, as we said, a goal in the hockey game. Teammate Paul Willett trying to win the draw, cannot, and it's controlled by the Aeros. Here's Jim Pack in behind his net. Quick pass right side for Gord Donnelly. Chipped it to the line, not out. Second effort, finally out to center. It's shot back into the Houston zone, and Pack will hustle back to play it. Pack off the boards. It came out at center, and the Aeros make that the Komets that have to go back. Richardson with a minute and a half to go. Ooh, lost an edge, crashed and burned, and they're going to call a penalty. I didn't see this. Interference coming up.
Well, as long as we're going on the power play, I guess he had a better look at it, Adam. We didn't see it up here.
Mark Freer went down. He was interfered with, and Freer, he knows that his team is going to be on a power play for the remaining 1:35 of this period, and then 25 seconds to start the second, pending the Aeros don't score. And I got to tell you, Troy, I think a goal here before the period comes up, that's got to do wonders for the Aeros.
Well, it'll do wonder for the Aeros. It might calm Terry down a little bit going into that locker room. I don't know if I'd want to be in there down 3-0, 20 minutes into a game. So hopefully we can come out. It looks like we're going to have Graham Townsend out there to cause traffic in front, Slavchenko and Mike Maurice. So we're going to push the puck at the net on this power play with Steve Jakes shooting with Mark Laniel.
Face off to the right of Peter Ing. We haven't called his name hardly at all tonight.
Well, we're outshot 14-4, but it's the quality of shots that Rob Dobson has faced that's the telling story.
Mark Laniel, base of the right circle. Give it over to Maurice. Sticks it back to the line for Slavchenko. Wide, shoots, right on, sticks in. Ing the rebound. And a backhander by Maurice goes wide. Jakes held it in. Get it down low. Townsend reversed it to Maurice behind the cage. He's blasted by Dupuis, and it's cleared by Sean Cronin all the way back into the Aeros zone. Laniel hustled back into his own zone. Forechecked by Colin Chin. Rolled a pass to Jakes. We're down to 1:04 in the period. Slavchenko for Houston across the line, flying right in, and a blocker save made by Ing. Aeros, a good chance there. Andy McBain had it kicked away. Townsend works in the corner, but coming away with the puck is McBain. 48 to go in the period. 3-0 Fort Wayne, 1:11 left in the power play for the Komets. McBain hustling down the right side. He and Laniel go skate to skate. Jakes trying to come away with it. Jakes will skate it up and out of his zone, looking for Maurice. It was jammed away by Rob Murphy. Half a minute to go here in the first period. Laniel, get it up to Jim Pack. Quick pass for Tom Bissett. He'll hit the line with Arneal and shoot the puck in. 20 seconds in the period. Freer left side, behind the net for Bissett. He has Arneal in front, can't get it to him. Bissett waiting, base of the left circle as he crosses up with Freer. Bissett down Freer, cutting in, centered, knocked away. I think Ing got a piece of that. And it's Kevin Miehm. He'll clear to the line. Pack held it in left point. Pack lodged it down low, and Richardson shoots it down, and that will be an unbelievable first period for the Fort Wayne Komets. A terrific first period of action.
Well, it was. It seemed like they had a lot more jump than we did. They were a little more physical, and they got the puck deep, and they made some good plays at him. You know, when you make plays like that, it's going to be very tough for Rob Dobson to keep on making great saves all night.
All right, it is 3-0. The Fort Wayne Komets lead it, and we'll have more from Allen County War Memorial right after this. This is UPN Saturday Night on Ice.
I guess his work ethic has really worn off.
Absolutely. We're set to go. Aeros defend the goal to our left. Komets the goal to our right. Drop of the puck. We're underway with the second period. O'Connor stumbling at center. Brian Staub will escort it into the Aeros zone, but kicked away by Tom Bissett. Freer to the left side for Arneal. Had it tipped away. And it's Brian Staub who clangs it off the glass. It's at center. Conroy, 10 seconds on the power play for Arneal. Across the line. Arneal waiting at the hash marks. Left side, back to the line. It's Conroy. Conroy back down for Tom Bissett. Power play now over. Teamed at 5-a-side. Freer turning in front, centered. Oh, what a stop by Peter Ing. Holy smokes. He robbed him big time on the the near side. I think that was O'Connor that snuck in.
Well, that's the scouting report on Petering. You got to go upstairs. He's going to take that bottom of the ice, always away from you.
O'Connor a drive, and that just goes sizzling wide of the cage. It came back down low. Arrows have come out flying. Arneal sends one in there. It was knocked away, and Kevin Miehm is there for the Fort Wayne Komets. He'll skate it up and out of his zone. Miehm to center. With a minute gone in the second period, Arrows trail 3-0, but just about got on the board. Miehm again sidesteps an Arneal check, brings the puck in, shoots, and a stick save made by Dobson. It's clear to the line, not out, held in Dupuis for Miehm into the far side at the hash marks. O'Connor trying to stay with him stride for stride. Colin Chin center to hit the side of the net, and O'Connor, he's muscled off the puck by Miehm into the corner near side in there. The Arrows trying to move it along the boards. Freer was in there when we got a whistle to stop play with a minute and a half gone in the second period. 3-0 Fort Wayne, but a moment ago, Petering standing on his lips to make a great save.
Well, Petering, the scouting report is he's going to take the bottom of the net away. Look at that great pass, and boom, couldn't go upstairs. He was in tight, but Petering got across very quickly and did make that great save.
Terry Ruskowski, the head coach of the Aeros, always talks about baby steps when trying to bring something back, and I think after the dismal first period that the Aeros had, at least that's a positive sign. Some signs of offensive life, some signs of skating.
Sure, you got to take anything that you can get right now. That wasn't a great first period, so now you have to go back and start all over. Say, hey, that period's gone. Let's come out, play Aeros hockey now, and see if we can win it in 40 minutes.
Face off to the right side of Dobson, Marquis Matthew. In the circle against Paul Willett, he will be tossed, and here's Scott McCrory, as we talked about his son Ryan, 3 years of age. Not matching, unfortunately, the deficit that the Arrows are in right now. Yo, left side, trying to get it out of a scrum. And there was Matthew as well for the Arrows. It's lugged along the boards, and back is Laniel. Laniel, reverse to Jakes, get it to McCrory, and he'll spank one to center. Here comes Yo, trying to get a pass. Matthew overskated it, and it was tipped away by the Fort Wayne defense. Kevin Wortman clear to the line, not out. Here's the chance, the shot. McCrory had a marvelous chance on the short side, and he missed the net. Back to the line, Jakes drills it down to McCrory. Base of the right circle, McCrory, give it to Yo. Arrows look good here in the first 2 minutes or so. Yo, cutting in, shooting, stick save, rebound, and it's picked up. McCrory shoots. He scores! Scott McCrory! Wow, and the Arrows, with their hard work, get on the board, and it's a 3-1 hockey game.
What a great play by Scott McCrory. He had just missed a great chance before that, and he stuck with it. Here we go. He wheels around, and he shoots back to the short side. Tough save for a goaltender, but that's just the great patience of Scott McCrory. We're going to get another look here. There, he's patient. He could have shot right there. He doesn't. He takes that extra second. Boom, goes back to where he was. What a great play.
And the Arrows have come out here. Let's not forget, the Arrows were down, I think it was 4 goals in Houston last year, and came back to win that hockey game.
Well, you can be down, but this team will never, ever be out. We're a fighting team. We are that.
3-1 Fort Wayne, 2.5 gone in the second period. And at 2:16, the Arrows got on the board. Conroy can't find a pass. It goes all the way down the ice. Icing indicated. And back to play it is Grant Richardson. And he'll bring a face-off back into the Houston Arrows zone. See if that gives the Arrows a little jump.
Well, we've shown a lot of jump, and I expected that coming out of the locker room. I'm sure there was a fiery speech from Terry down there, and I know that he wants everyone to pick up their play in order for us to come back and win this game. Everyone, not just Rob, not just the defense, not just the forwards. Collectively, everyone together has to play better and come out firing on all cylinders.
Conroy, face off to the right side of Dobson. But the Komets win the draw, and Thompson down, making another save, and another one trickled in, score! Dobson had the save, it rolled up and over him, and disaster has struck as the Arrows looked like they were going to get back into this thing, and it's now 4-1 Fort Wayne.
Well, they got the draw there, and they took the shot on Rob. It was a low shot. He went down, blocked the shot, and the rebound somehow got shot back at him, and I don't know if it went short side or not. Andrew McBain took the initial shot, then number 13 took the shot, and it looked like it almost handcuffed or caught Rob back there a little bit. I'm not quite sure how that one snuck in.
2:37, the time of the goal, and then Colin Chin is belted into next Friday by Jim Pack. Had his head down, and Pack just did that, packed him home. Here comes Slipchenko the other way. right side, trying to bring it right back. Center, knocked away by Evans. Slivchenko, base of the circle. Slivchenko moving in, sends one down. Conroy waiting, still with the puck. Sends Slivchenko one-timer, and he fanned partially on it. And Colin Chin will clear it down the ice.
Great try by Slivy there to get that one-timer away. And it was a great pass from Al Conroy to get across.
16:47 to go in the second period, a 4-1 hockey game. And I will say this about Rob Dobson. I remember a game last year where he kind of struggled, gave up a soft goal against the Phoenix Roadrunners. He looked over at Terry, gave Terry a look, and nobody scored on him for the rest of the night. And after a reasonably soft goal there from Dobson, I think you're going to see him really be tough to beat from here on in.
Well, that's a tough play, though, Adam, because they got the initial shot, and then the rebound was sitting there, and I'm not quite sure how it handcuffed him, but the guy shot it fairly quickly on Rob, and I know Rob, he always battles whether it's a good or a bad goal. He's going to be in there battling.
Krupke hammered a drive high and wide of the net. It's picked up by the Komets, cleared to the line, not out, held in by Krupke, and it's picked up by the Fort Wayne Komets. Oleg Yashin across the line. Yashin lost the puck, and we've got a whistle, and we've got a penalty coming up to the Houston Aeros. It's 4-1 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets, and we'll bring you the power play when we return. This is Saturday Night on Ice. So we've got 3.5 played in the second period. 2 minutes up on the board to Krupke, and the Aeros, who just gave up a goal to Andy Bezeau, now have to try and watch themselves here on a shorthanded situation. Drop of the puck, Komets have it. Kevin Wortman along the left wing boards to Oleg Yashin. Give it to Willett. It was tipped away by Freer, not out. Wortman reversed it back to the near side. Oleg Yashin. Yashin waiting, top of the slot. Evans a drive, and that was hammered wide of the net. Willett in the corner. He's hit by Laniel. Komets still have it. Yashin at the hash mark. Shoots, scores!
Wow, what a bullet. Yashin got to the top of the circles, wheeled off, and just blew a blistering drive. Short side, top shelf. Looked like it might have went off Rob's blocker. I'm not quite sure, but he ripped that puck. That's one thing that the Russians never ever get enough credit for about shooting the puck. They got great shots. Here he wheels and blisters a blast right from the face-off circle, right to the top shelf.
5-1 Fort Wayne. And this has got to be tough for Houston. Coming back, and that big drive by Yashin in the circle. And the Aeros are down by 4 after getting the first goal of this period. It looked like they had signs of life. Now a chance for Bezeau. First one into the zone. Bezeau centered. It went all the way back to center ice, and Richardson is there. Dobson in behind the net. He'll leave the puck for Jimmy Pack. 4 minutes played in the second. Komets with a 4-goal lead. Marquis Matthew across the Komet line. It goes down low, but Brian Staub is there. Staub steers one to center, and it goes into Aero territory. In after it, Bezeau. Bezeau's running to the boards, and Rob Murphy trying to lug it along there, but Mike Yeo turns for Houston, cleared it out at center ice. Richardson back, forecheck by McCrory. Komets making changes on the fly as Bezeau brings the puck in. He got by Donnelly, came in, and Dobson will cover up and hold on. Crowd wanting a penalty, and they will not get it. Let's go downstairs. Mike Greenlay standing by. Mike, what do you got?
How you doing, Adam? Like the attitude down on the bench here, everyone's trying to keep upbeat. Everyone's trying to do their jobs. One of the things that the guys touched on in between periods was taking the body a lot more, and also being tougher along the wall, getting the puck out of their own zone. Because the forecheck for Komets is so tough right now that it's pretty tough to get the puck out of the zone and start the transition game. They got to get that transition game moving a little more.
Thank you, Mike. 5-1 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I thought Terry would have been saying something to that sort, that we got to get the puck out.
Here's a turnover in front, and it was just steered wide as Mitch Messier was looking in there. Slivchenko trying to clear, cannot. Messier waiting, shooting, and a right pad save made by Dobson. It's cleared by Krupke, but not out. Miehm in the corners, but Conroy came back. He'll flip it over to Maurice, and it's chipped to the line and out at center. 5 minutes gone in the second period. A 5-1 lead in favor of Fort Wayne.
Those are the plays that we want. Mike Maurice just did a little chip and got it out of our zone.
Whoa, Conroy nearly took one away, but the Komets able to clear it. We're at 5-on-5 hockey. Cronin for Fort Wayne. Steers one back to the left side. Krupke lobbed it into the Fort Wayne zone. Back to play it is Wortman. That is icing, and play halted with 14:39 to go in the second period. The Komets lead 5-1.
Well, we just got to keep being positive. You know, the guys down on the bench, I know that they never ever let down and quit. And you can likely see number 19, Vadim Slivchenko, out there a little more, because we're going to have to get some offense if we're going to have to get any chance to win this game. And that's what he offers us. He offers us a lot of speed, a great shot. There you go, back to the Russian shooting the puck. Oleg for them had that great shot. Slivy can shoot the puck just as well, and we're going to need him to take a few of those shots at him.
Face off in the circle to the right side of Rob Dobson. Paul Willett with Oleg, Yashin, Darren Smith. And the Aeros win the draw. Mark Laniel in behind his net. Quick pass to Arneal, knocked away. As soon as an Aero gets a puck, it seems like a Comet is all over them. Finally, the Aeros shoot it down the ice.
The Komets are really skating well tonight. They're really keeping their feet driving hard all night.
Dupuis to Darren Smith. And it goes back to center. And the Aeros retreat. Mark Laniel, forecheck by Yashin. Got it to center. Arneal kicked it to Freer. He was spun off the puck. And it's Fort Wayne regrouping. Oleg Yashin, who just got the Komets' 5th goal. Sean Evans drilled it into Houston territory. Turned around by Laniel. Laniel will sweep near side Slivchenko. And now it is Mark Freer. Shoots it into the Fort Wayne zone. In after it. It is Scott Arneal trying to center it. Just missing Freer. It was behind him. And Yashin will turn. Quick pass to center. Evans across the Aero line. Shoots! And a left-hand save made by Dobson. Got a toe on it. Tom Bissett. Right wing boards. Shoots it into the Fort Wayne zone. Richardson, he will hustle back to play it and turn it up the right side. Quick pass. Oh, almost intercepted by Matthew. It's brought back in, though. Here's Nickolic. Dropped it. Staub right in. Scored! It is Rob Murphy. And it's now 6-1 Fort Wayne.
No chance for Rob Dobson on that. Just an outnumbered situation coming at us. Staub made a great play, put his head down, made the pass to Rob Murphy. Rob Murphy put it in the empty net for a one-timer. Just a great play by Staub. You know, Rob took Staub, took the shot, but he passed it across for the empty net. He made the diving try here. Staub drives in, makes the pass across for the one-timer, and just no chance for any save of any kind.
Fort Wayne wins the draw. Richardson pushed one ahead, and Murphy will put it into the Aero zone. Gord Donnelly in behind the net. Watched by McBain. Clearing up the fireboards, not out. And it's picked up by Jim Pack. Pack was skated up and out of his zone. Jimmy Pack through neutral ice. Shoots the puck in. Icing indicated. If the Komets get back, they will get there. They will. I thought McCrory got there, but they say no. It is icing, and let's take time out. 6-1 Fort Wayne. This is Saturday night on ice. Fans, be a part of the excitement on and off the ice. Join the Houston Aeros Tail Gunners Booster Club. Don't miss out on all the fun. For more information, call the Houston Aeros Charities Department at 621-2842. And I'm sure you're sitting there going, when is opening night? It's October 7th. And if you want to get tickets, you can call right now. There are people standing by in the Aeros office, 627-AERO. It's going to be wild against the Detroit Vipers. The home opener. The Aeros have one more road game before that comes, and that is against the Cleveland Lumberjacks in Gund Arena. Puck came out in front, and Dobson, a stellar save in front. Oh, Colin Chin tried to make it 7-1. It's Kevin Miehm in behind the net, watched by O'Connor. Conroy working Chin over pretty good along the boards. And we get the puck in behind the net. Krupke kicked it loose. And Maurice will turn and shovel it to the line. Not out. Kevin Miehm held it in. Miehm right side, steered it down, just missing Messier. Behind the net, it's Krupke. And it tipped away. Back is Messier. Centered. Nobody home for Fort Wayne. And Maurice will skate it up and out of his zone. 12:25 to go in the second period. 6-1. The Komets lead it. Across the line, it's Conroy. Fakes the shot. Then lost the puck. It's cleared by Fort Wayne, but not out. Miehm steers right around Conroy and gets it out to center. Here come the Komets, 2-on-2. It's Messier with Willett. Messier trying to sidestep the check of O'Connor. Not going to happen, and Jakes will turn it around. Jakes, a long lead pass. Slivchenko barreling down, but Peter Ing comes out of the net, and he'll reverse it behind. After it, it's Conroy at the hash marks, trying to center it. It went off the skates of Willett. It came back to the line. Laniel, wide, shoots. Stick save made by Ing. And Conroy is there in the corner with Guy Dupuis for Fort Wayne. It's pushed away Slivchenko. In behind the in comes out, and then he is belted by Maurice, but play goes on. It's shot down the ice. Icing indicated, and Laniel goes back to touch, and whistle stops play. You know what? We need to give away some more tickets. Let's go say hi to Sam Malone. Sammy.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Sam Malone from 104 KRBE. Want to go to the Aeros home opener? Call 777-5772. Be the 20th caller right now. Not only do you get 2 tickets, you get this look. Aeros jersey, Sam Malone style, free. By the way, when you get it, it'll be autographed. Call 777-5772, 20th caller. See ya!
Sammy, where's my telephone? I want to call. I got to get a jersey. I don't even have one.
I tell you, I wouldn't mind one of those autographed jerseys.
777-5772, 20th caller. Tickets and a jersey. It doesn't get any better than that.
If it's free, it's for us.
That's right. That doesn't rhyme.
I know.
Mark Laniel. Now we're going to get a fight. Jakes is going to go with Andy Beazeau. They square off. Jakes has him in a headlock. Jakes trying to wrestle him down to the ice. And then an overhand right by Beazeau, not there, and then Jakes takes him down. And really, that was more of a wrestling match than anything. But I think at this point, Steve Jakes saying, hey, I got to get something positive for my hockey club at this point.
Well, sure, Steve Jakes is that type of a team guy that he knows things aren't going well, and if he can drop the gloves with someone that wants to drop the gloves, and obviously if Beazeau wanted to, that's fine.
You know, as I try to come up with an analogy of Steve Jakes, he's like Superman. Clark Kent, but when he's on the ice, he's like Superman. And we'll talk more about that when we return. It's 6-1, Fort Wayne. This is UPN Saturday Night on Ice. Saturday Night on Ice continues for UPN 20 and the Houston Aeros, and of course the radio station KPRC, the 7th of October, the home opener against the Detroit Vipers, then Saturday the 14th against the Cincinnati Cyclones in Cincinnati, and then the Indianapolis Ice Wednesday the 18th right at Market Square Arena. And of course, when we return for the Viper game on the 7th, Mike Greenlay will hopefully be back up here, and I don't say that in any disrespect, but Troy, I'd like to see you back there in the old sweater.
Sure you don't. I know you, Adam. No, I'll be back by then. Whether I'll be playing or back up, we'll have to wait and see. But, you know, I'm glad that Mike came in tonight, and I know it's tough for him that he wanted to be up here tonight, and I want to be on the bench. Just a little bit of a role reversal for one game, hopefully.
Want to congratulate Rick Freeman, winner of the tickets and the jersey. Rick,
I thought I was going to announce that.
Well, I didn't know you were.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I'm taking all your spotlight away, Troy.
That's okay, Adam.
Oh, enjoy it while it lasts, pal. Here come the Komets in their own end. Staub cleared, and then Willett is drilled by Gord Donnelly. Imprinted him like a credit card into the near boards, and here comes Mark Freer turning at his own blue line. Freer at center. Lobbed it into the Fort Wayne zone. Back go the Komets. It came out in front, but nobody for Houston to jump on it. Puck loose between the circles. It came to neutral. Willett across the line. Willett dropped it back for Yashin. Like Yashin at left point. The shot. Oh, what a save by Gibson. Getting down in front, and he will hold on. A terrific save by Rob Dobson.
That certainly was, because Yashin just threw it at the net. Dauber got down in that half butterfly, took away all the bottom of the net, but it also got whacked at and deflected by the forward in front. And the one thing I've noticed tonight, Adam, is we've just given up a lot of shots from the point, and they've tried to clear the net as best as they can for Rob, but it's tough when you're fighting off 200 to 210-pound guys in front of you all night. We got to get those shots from the points eliminated a little bit more.
Face off in the circle to the right side of Rob Dobson. Kevin Miehm to take the draw against Vadim Slivchenko. Or make that Marquise Matthew. The shot by Cronin just goes wide. Looked like a 19, not a 12. Here's 12, Matthew. Matthew stops at center. Turns one over to the near side for Miles O'Connor. He will hoist it into the air, and it hooks back to Wortman. Played last year with the Kansas City Blades. Was part of the Turner Cup team that lost 4 straight as the puck goes up and out of play. Team lost 4 straight to the Denver Grizzlies, but I'll tell you, the Kansas City Blades and Kevin Wortman, they put on a pretty tough battle considering they lost a lot of key guys. And one of the key guys for the Aeros is Scott McCrory, as he's got a goal in tonight's game.
Well, Scott made a great goal there, and the thing that was really good about it is that before he scored that goal, he had a great chance, tried to make a great play. The puck jumped over his stick, and he kind of fanned on it, but he still kept himself positive, stayed in good position, got the puck back, wheeled around, took that extra second and put it back short side. And, that's the experience of Scott McCrory is going to add to you. We're looking for big things from Scott this year. We really are, Adam.
Had a very good preseason, and played well with Mike Maurice, I thought, when they were playing together in the preseason. I'm sure we'll see those two together.
Yeah, Mike Maurice led us in preseason scoring with 4 points in 3 games.
Maurice against Chin, or Matthew against Chin, and Marquise Matthew wins the draw, but it goes all the way back into the Aero zone. It is Miles O'Connor, one of the 4 new defensemen on the Aero blue line. But they have been taxed tonight for 6 goals. Here come the Komets. Puck tipped away. Back to the line. A shot by Wortman. Whistled wide of the net. Messier trying to center it. It's chipped behind the cage. A puck came out in front. And Dobson, who looked like he lost his stick, will cover up and hold on.
Well, Dauber just wanted to get a whistle there. He had lost his stick, and he just covered it. He also reminded me of a goaltender named Dominic Kosick.
It's time for the Pizza Hut save comparison. Rob Dobson has made 4 saves. Peter Ing, 21. I don't think that's right. Those need to be reversed.
Yeah, that should be opposite. That save comparison is a little wrong tonight. Dauber's made, I would say, 15 quality saves, and we've only had about 3 quality shots on Peter Ing. That's more like it.
Now it's picked up by Conroy, and he'll bring it into the Fort Wayne zone. Centered! And that shot by Slipchenko tipped away. Fort Wayne jumps on it. Guy Dupuis past to center. And it's shot back into the Aero zone. Krupke is there. Krupke turned it to Conroy. Banks it off the boards to Slipchenko. And here come the Aeros, left to right. Laniel steers it into Fort Wayne territory. After it, Maurice. It's golfed by the Komets. Aim to the line, not out. Second effort is out. And it's a foot race. Donnelly's got to hustle back as Rob Murphy comes in. Murphy getting set. Here's the drive by McBain with a big 9-iron that went high and wide of the net. Now Conroy getting into it behind. Is he going to go? Is he going to go? He's getting into it with Alex Nickolic. I don't think Nickolic wants any part of him. Conroy says, anytime you want to dance, I'll give you the 2-step. But he says, hey, I don't know the Texas 2-step. And Conroy says, fine, enough said.
Well, Conroy tonight, a lot of people don't know it, is that he is playing injured tonight. He's got a bad leg. And you look at him in here, he's still banging around down there. Now's one of the toughest, littlest competitors you're ever going to play against. He's one of those guys that you always love to have on your team, but you hate to play against. And he banged his leg in practice. And they were really scared that he might even have missed this opener on the road tonight. But being the performer he is, he wasn't going to miss it for nothing, Adam.
Jerry Ruskowski and the Aeros down by 5, and an extra 2 minutes coming up to Al Conroy. Oh no, excuse me, coincidental. All right, that's right.
Yeah, that's more like it. That was coincidental. It almost looked like they were. I was down on Westheimer there when they wash your windshield. They were washing each other's faces with their gloves.
Somebody go give Conroy a couple of bucks.
Yeah, give him a couple of bucks over there in the belly box.
9:19 to go. 6-1 Fort Wayne. Face off to the right of Rob Dobson. Paul Willett against Freer, and Freer wins the draw. Picked up by Pack. He'll skate it up and out of his zone. Turn a pass to the near side for Freer. Across the line with Arneal. Freer trying to make the move. We've got 4-on-4 on the ice right now. Pack comes pinching down the left side. Richardson had him tied up for Fort Wayne. Puck picked up by Yashin. Lost an edge. Crashed and burned in the circle, but got the puck ahead for Staub. Arneal to forecheck, and it's turned over. Freer give it to Arneal. Here comes Scott Arneal. Back to the line, Gord Donnelly. Quick pass for Pack, and it went off his stick, and it's at center. Jimmy Pack for Gord Donnelly. Donnelly tried to go rink wide, fanned on it again. Having a little trouble with the puck there, and it's finally Donnelly who shoots it in. A little tired. He'll come off for a change with 8.5 to go in the second period.
Puck was jumping all over there for Gordo. He just wanted to get it in, and he had a tough time because the puck was jumping.
Yashin brings it in. Here's Colin Chin, who overskates, went back to get it, ripped it into the Aero zone, and now Laniel will turn in behind his net. A minute to go in the 4-on-4. O'Connor across the line with Maurice and Slipchenko. Here's Slipchenko right side. Vadim wheeling center. Oh, Maurice, I don't think he expected the pass to come through. O'Connor, a wrist shot. Ing stopped it, and then he bobbled it, and then he covered it up, and then he held on to it with 8:05 to go in the second, and a 6-1 Komet advantage.
Well, Peter Ing had a great view of that shot, and he just took the whistle. 4-on-4 is, I think, a pretty good matchup for us against the Komets. Peter's there. Saw the puck all the way, caught it in the midsection, got a little loose on him, but he jumped all over it. He's not going to give a whole bunch of rebounds, and actually the scouting report on him that we had was that if he did have rebounds, make sure you go upstairs, because he doesn't really get up that quick, and he keeps his pads all over the bottom of the ice.
Face-off will be in the circle to the left side of Peter Ing. 12 shots for Houston, 23 for Fort Wayne.
It's the quality of shots of the night, Adam. That's what it is. We haven't been able to get the great quality on Peter Ing. They've been able to get great quality on Rob.
Laniel with a puck on edge. And now Matthew getting into it with Dupuis. And here we go. Matthew, one of the rookies. And they both go down to the ice. And while the linesmen try to break these two up, we take the timeout. It's Fort Wayne 6, Houston 1. This is Saturday night on ice. A lot of great Summit action coming up for the Houston Aeros. Starting Saturday, October 7th, the Detroit Vipers come to town. You also see the Vipers on the 20th. Look at one of the new teams in the IHL, the Los Angeles Ice Dogs, who won last night 5-1. And then the Atlanta Knights on Sunday, the 22nd of October. Some great action. You can get your tickets right now. Just pick up the phone and call 627-AERO as the Allen County War Memorial. 44 years IHL hockey in this building.
That was a great play by Matthew to get in front of the goaltender. That's what we need. We needed that traffic. They didn't like it. He gets in a fight, and now he's in the penalty box, but he took the other guy off with him. But that's what we want, that traffic in front of Peter Ing.
Play stays 4-on-4. And the Komets move to center. Darren Smith gives to Miehm. Miehm got the defense crossed up a little bit, but they got back. Here's a center pass. Dobson stopped it. And the rebound escorted away by Dauber, and it's jumped on by Yeo. Mike Yeo through the neutral zone, across the line. Yeo pulls up in the right circle. Snapshot. Cricked it off the post. He jammed that one right off the near iron. Oh, and that near miss. Boy, I'll tell you, they can't all be gems, can they?
Well, they can. That was a great shot. Quick release by Mike Yeo.
McCrory across the line with Yeo, centered. Here's Yeo, centered it. Oh, and a good defensive play by Peter Ing, and then O'Connor gets into it with Peter Ing. So we're going to get a penalty on the Houston Aeros.
You know what, Adam? I don't think we are. I think this could be against the Komets for pushing Miles in there. And I believe it is.
Oh, good call.
And that's the way it should be. Miles got pushed in there, and he could not get out. And he was just trying to get out of there, and he might have given Peter Ing a couple extra shots. He was just trying to get out of there.
And the thing was, Peter Ing left the net. I don't know if we've got that on the replay because it was way, way behind. Peter Ing thought it was against the Aeros, and he left the net. Watch him.
Yeah. You can see that Miles gets cross-checked in here. Right in the back.
Yeah, see, and then he gives it to Ing, and Peter Ing is going to leave the net.
Thinking that they're on the power play. But he was just trying to get out of the way there. Actually, Miles said before the game, too, that he's got a bunch of friends in Calgary, Alberta, catching this on satellite tonight. They all went to a friend's restaurant and are watching the games. He wanted me to say hi to everyone in Calgary.
Pucks at center ice. Aeros on the power play for the third time tonight. The last one they were on, they never found the offensive zone. See how they do here. Jimmy Pack from left to right. He'll carry the puck up and out of his zone. Pack, a quick rink-wide pass. And Conroy couldn't catch up to it, and Pack has to regroup. 1:35 remaining in the power play. Pack and his team trailing 6-1. Puck off skates, and it's jumped on again by Tom Bissett. Bissett, a rink-wide pass over to Conroy. Drills it into the Fort Wayne zone. Arneal's got it near side. Scott Arneal. And it was turned over, and it's jumped on by Rob Murphy, but tipped away by Pack, and now Arneal circles back at center ice. Scott Arneal wheeling through neutral zone traffic, trying to get it to Conroy. He was hooked a little bit on the play. Play goes on, though. Puck turned over and jumped on by Freer. Base of the right circle. Gives it to Tom Bissett. Base of the right circle to Arneal. But he had it taken right off his stick by Murphy, and down the ice it goes with 6:18 to play in the second. 6-1 Fort Wayne. A minute to go on the power play for Houston.
That's a good power penalty killing unit of Fort Wayne, because McBain and Murphy have played together many years in the Vancouver Canuck organization, and they showed it out there.
Puck is at the Aero blue line, then O'Connor ran into his own man, Laniel. Laniel thought he had the puck, and now it's a 2-on-1 shorthanded break. Evans with chin. Evans centered, and a good defensive poke check by Dobson, and we'll get a penalty coming up to the Houston Aeros.
Well, that's just the Fort Wayne Komets driving hard to the net again. We've noticed that all night long. They've driven hard to the net.
With it 6-1 Fort Wayne, let's go down to Mike Greenlay.
Well, you see the transition going back and forth with the team here. I mean, they had that Jake's fight, which tried to set the tone, and then Matthew in front of the net. And then the power play, like you said earlier, they want to just take some baby steps here. I mean, don't even look at the scoreboard. Just worry about playing some hockey and play as a unit, as we said in the keys of the game.
Thank you, Mr. Greenlay. Hanging in there.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. He's looking good down there. hanging out. He gets all the inside scoops down there.
He will be back up here on the 7th of October, or I should say back with us up here.
Yeah, well, I hope to be back. I'm pretty sure I will. I'm going to practice on Monday and take all the normal shots I normally would. So if everything's well, I'll be back on Thursday in Cleveland and then for the big home opener.
Here's a shot right on Dobson. Stopped it. Rebound came up, and then Laniel mugged his man in front, Paul Willett. Good play. Was it a penalty?
No, and that's what we mean by physical defense. That's what we have this year, is that they're going to get knocked down if they stand in front of there, just like Lanny did.
Mark Laniel. Give the puck behind for Miles O'Connor. Watch him wheel, baby, across center. O'Connor, give it to McCrory. Penalty coming up to the Komets. McCrory, a drive! And a stick save made by Ying. Back to the line, Slivchenko. A bouncing puck behind. Dobson to the bench. Extra attacker. Komets control. And we get a whistle. And the Aeros are going to go back on the power play. But first, we have 1:27 to kill off of a minor to Graham Townsend.
Well, we're going to be 4-4 here, and I think we match up very well 4-4 against the Komets, especially when you can get Mark Freer and Scotty Arniel out there, who have played well all last year together, and then come back with another unit. Looks like we're going to leave Slivchenko and McCrory out there, which also work well together.
5:17 to go, excuse me.
No, I was just going to say that Dave Ferris looks pretty calm over there, and I guess so. He should feel that way right now with a 6-1 lead.
Willett into the box, 2 minutes. So we'll go 4-on-4 for a minute and a half, and a 33-second power play for the Houston Aeros.
And hopefully we can generate something here. You know, anytime Slivchenko's out there, a lot of things happen.
He will be a factor this year. I guarantee it. I think if he can just bear down, this kid could put in 30 this year. No doubt in my mind.
Well, that's what we're hoping for.
Brant Richardson to Kevin Miehm, brings it out at center ice. Again, we're at even strength, 4-on-4. Staub across the line. Lost the puck, got it back, shot it into Dobson, and then Dobson will cover up and hold on with under 5 to play in the second. 6-1 Fort Wayne.
There's another instance, though. Again, we talk about driving to the net. Seems like every time Rob has had to freeze it, there's always been a red or orange jersey in front of them. And they've really driven hard to the net all night long. And that's one thing that's impressed me about Fort Wayne. And you know, any save, even though it might look routine, gets a lot tougher when there's traffic in front. And there we got Al Conroy, who's playing banged up right now. And I tell you, it's a pretty gutsy performance, because I saw him yesterday and I saw the way his leg looked. And I said, Al, are you sure you're going to play? And he says, no way. I know for sure I'm playing.
Aeros are banged up as a team. Kevin Grant still another 4 to 6 weeks with a thumb.
And we had Mike Yo's injury.
Yep. Conroy flipped one through, and it's picked up by the Komets and skated to center ice. Andy McBain to Rob Murphy across the line. Murphy steers it down into the corner to the left of Dobson. Jakes goes back to play it. Reversed it for Tom Bissett. Bissett for Houston, weaving up and out of his zone, trying to meander through the forecheck of Colin Chin. Hands it over to Conroy, but Bissett in way ahead of the playoff sides. And they'll bring the faceoff back to center.
Well, Al didn't see that, or Bissett didn't see that Al was going to keep going with the puck and just kind of jumped off sides a little quicker than he should have. Andrew McBain, there's another veteran guy. He actually played with Scotty Arniel with the Winnipeg Jets. Here he is. Steve Jake's kind of taking him out there, but Andrew McBain has had a great NHL career, and now he's down here in Fort Wayne. He played in Vegas last year. He was part of a trade over the summer, and he adds a little bit of experience and a little size to the Komet lineup.
Off the face-off, Komets control and get it out at center. In half a minute, the Aeros will get about a 30-second power play. Krupke banks one for Arniel. Arniel cutting in, dropped it back for Gord Krupke. It was centered right through the slot, and Miles O'Connor is there. O'Connor gives to Arniel, stop shot. Nice stop by Peter Eng, and it stays behind Arniel. Arniel trying to feather a pass for Freer. Freer back for Arniel. In 10, the Aeros will be on a power play, but Freer cannot handle a pass, and it's Colin Chin that'll skate it to center. Long pass out along the boards, but Dobson will play it, and Scott Arniel is there. Arniel for Houston, behind the net for Miles O'Connor, turns it up for Gord Krupke, and the Aeros will break it up and out of their zone. From left to right they come. Krupke for Freer. A pass that he had to go back and get. Now Freer over to Slivchenko. He busts it in. Slivchenko trying to make the move. He's corralled by Darren Smith. Still with it, though. Still with it. Give it to Arniel. Back the line. Donnelly, but a penalty coming up to Scott Arniel for slashing right in front of the referee, Joe Ernst, and the Aeros power play is over.
I didn't even see that one happen. I didn't see Scotty get down and slash him there. Slivy was trying to get the puck out to the point. Darren Smith there, he's played in the minors, played in Peoria. Last year he played here, had a fairly good year with the Komets, and they decided to re-sign him. Scotty, I'm sure Scotty's a little frustrated out there tonight. They've really contained him and Mark Freer all night. They've played them real tough. They've
in the near side, Arneal going into it into the corner. He was given a pretty good shot from Sean Cronin, and Arneal didn't like that, and he said, "Oh, there's a Bagwell swing."
Actually, those two played together with the Jets, along with Andrew McBain. There's a Winnipeg Jet connection here tonight. But Arnie, he doesn't care if he played with you or what. If he doesn't like what you did to him, he'll give you a shot back.
Drop of the puck. Aeros have it. And in 5 seconds, the Komets will be on a power play. It'll be their 6th one of the night. Mike Maurice across the line for Houston, trying to cut in on goal. Maurice, who was one of the team leaders shorthanded last year with 4 shorthanded goals, trying to move in, but he lost the puck. Komets on the power play for 1:40, leading it 6-1. Across the line, it's Oleg Yashin. Yashin trying to get it to Sean Evans. Evans, a centering pass, came out in front. Willett poke, checked away by Dobson. It came to the slot. Sean Evans over to the right side for Kevin Wortman. Wortman steered it down for Miehm. Waiting, shoots deflected right on, and Dobson in front of that, and he will hold on. A great save by Rob Dobson, and he keeps it at 6-1.
Dauber was the way Dauber has to play to be successful. He was right on the top of his crease. Here comes that shot, slap shot. Dauber's right on the top of the crease. Saw the shot all the way, but there again, there's one of those orange jerseys bugging him. Here's the reverse angle now. Just waiting there for any rebound or anything else to develop.
Yeah, you talked about one of the keys for the Houston Aeros was keep it simple. I think that was one of the Fort Wayne keys. They played it very simple.
Well, they have tonight. They really have. And, we got Mark Freer that has to be frustrated along with Scotty. That just hasn't had that much ice to skate. Mark needs ice to skate.
Puck brought out to center off the faceoff, and Grant Richardson retreats to his own blue line. Richardson for Fort Wayne to Brian Staub. 2.5 to go in the second period. 6-1 Fort Wayne. Karen Smith for the Komets trying to center it. It was pushed away by Jim Pack and skated up and out of his zone. Pack rips it in, and a blocker save made by Peter Ing. The puck goes up and out of play. Troy, you know, the thing is I really thought when the Aeros were down 3-0, Scott McCrory gets a goal, and it looked like the Aeros were going to come back, but I think the turning point would have to be the Andy Bezeau goal 20 seconds later.
Well, sure, that hurt. You know, that takes a little wind out of our sails. But when stuff happens like that, you just got to battle right back. And here we're going to have a long shot. And this is, you know, we haven't got those great quality shots. This is a save that any goaltender in this league has to make. So it's just been tough for us to get in tight. They've played us very tough tonight.
Brian Staub for the Komets in behind his net. Staub, he'll skate it from right to left. Straub's pass to Rob Murphy at center. Murphy hands it over, and McBain had it tipped away. Komets go back. Murphy to the right side for Grant Richardson. We're down to the final 2 minutes of the second period. Komets on the power play for another half minute. Jakes rolled it to the line, and down the ice it'll go. 1:50 to go, second period. 5-goal lead for Fort Wayne. Still on the power play for another 20. Wortman, pass center, intercepted by Maurice. Here he comes shorthanded. Maurice cutting in, looking for Conroy. Can't find him. Another chance, and Wortman tipped that away. Up the right side for Kevin Miehm. Here comes Miehm across the blue line. Miehm waiting, still with a puck, cutting down the left side. He's harassed by O'Connor. O'Connor's shot from Cronin in front. Another shot, and Dobson blocked that. Good play in front. Crowd wanting a penalty, won't get it as O'Connor got physical in front. Conroy blocks a pass, and it's skated out by Maurice. Arneal back, and we get a whistle. A 2-line pass with 1:14 to go in the second period, and a 6-1 Fort Wayne lead.
Tons of action in front of Rob Dobson there. He made 2 great saves. They're just putting so much pressure in front of the net, and they're playing it simple. Look at this. This is just a little simple shot on goal. Boom. Komet in front. Good save. Another save right there. All they're doing is playing it very simple at him. They're putting the puck on the net, and they're driving hard to the net. And they're getting the inside position on us. We try as defense to play from the inside out, and they seem to be getting on the inside and getting good position.
Off the face-off, Komets win it. They've owned the face-off circle tonight.
That's a great point. I haven't even thought of it, but now going back to thinking, they have outdrawn our centermen.
And puck possessions, half the game right there. Minute to go in the period. Aeros have it. Krupke steered it to an open wing, and it's jumped on by the Komets. Sean Evans. He'll drill that right onto Dobson, and he'll turn it over to Miles O'Connor. O'Connor clear to the line, not out, and here's a wide open Yashin. Oh, hit the post, rebound, score! Andy Beazeau. I think Dobson thought the first one went in.
Well, Dobson turned around. Well, that's just unbelievable. That's we had a turnover up by the blue line. The guy had until Christmas to make a move on Dobson. Yashin bangs it off the post, and then the second guy gets it again. If you watch it again, you know, after this guy makes the pass, this guy has until Christmas to make his play. Gets it off the post. He goes, Dauber's looking for it, can't find it. And the third guy puts it in.
Tough break. Krupke came back,
That is
but in all fairness to Gord, I don't think he knew how to play.
No. Well, Gord came back and just lost sight of it.
So it's 7-1. Fort Wayne. Straub steers one, but it's turned over to Yo. Yo flips one in there. Ink stopped and rebound, and Matthew couldn't get a shot away. Here's Townsend. He's belted in there by Nickolic. Nickolic in there with 20 seconds to play in the second period. 7-1 Komets. Yo at the hash mark steered it down for Graham Townsend. It's centered, but Straub turned it, and we're down to the final 10 seconds of the second period. Puck fired into the Fort Wayne zone. Back to play it. It's Richardson. He's belted, and with 3 seconds left, that will do it for the second period.
What a tough period, Adam.
4 unanswered Fort Wayne Komet goals, and they lead 7-1.
Just a tough period all around. We came out.
All right, it's 7-1 Fort Wayne, and we'll have...
I'm sure he's going to want to do that, and I'm sure he's likely going to switch some lines around.
Off the face-off. Grant Richardson for Fort Wayne shoots the puck into the Aeros zone. Townsend has it, chipped it off the boards, and then got it back. Townsend to center ice. We start this period 5-on-5 as Townsend ripped a shot, and Petering makes the glove save, and he'll hold on. Richardson talking a little bit with Marquis Matthew. Well, they still want to get in there a little bit.
Well, you can see from the start that Terry's already mixed it up. This is a line combination that has not been used all night long, and Terry's going to mix some things up. You know, this is the first game of 82 games, and let's not panic here. But let's get something going in a positive manner, and you're going to see a little bit of a shakeup out there, I believe, with the line combinations.
Matthew will take the draw for Houston as Fort Wayne making a late line change at 7-1 Komets. Hey, opening night, October 7th. Your tickets are on sale right now, 627-AERO. Pick up the phone, get a call. The Aeros taking on the Detroit Vipers October 7th, the home opener. I guarantee you, folks, it's going to be a packed house, so get your tickets now. Andy McBain off the face-off, roll the pass for Murphy. Lead pass on the left side, and it's tipped away Townsend as he roughs up his man, Andy Bezeau. Rob Murphy's got it. Murphy back to the line. Cronin a drive, and it's blocked, and we're going to get a penalty on the Aeros as Mark Laniel was giving it to Andy Bezeau. Kind of went into Rob Dobson a little bit, but interference to call, and the Aeros will go shorthanded.
Well, that's the type of a call that Landy's just trying to move him, and Beazeau, he's played well tonight. He's been one of the better players out there. You can see that Landy's trying to, Mark Laniel is trying to move him out. Sometimes I use Landy, but Mark Laniel is trying to move him out, and Beazeau just falls back into Rob. But he's played excellent tonight. He's not known as a goal scorer. He's known as a tough, gritty forward, and he's potted too. That almost is the way the game has went. We talk about them driving hard to the net. It's guys like that are going to get the garbage, and then he pots a couple.
It's been simple hockey. We touched upon it, Troy. It's simple stuff. Bring the puck in, someone go hard to the net, somebody look for the rebounds, and it's straight-ahead hockey.
That's exactly what they brought at us tonight.
Sean Evans, top of the slot, lets the shot go. Dobson a glove save, and he'll hold on. It seems like an eternity when Colin Chin started this game, 20 seconds with a goal.
Well, it does. The game has been a long, drawn-out affair. It always is when you're on the losing end of a game right now, as we are down 7-1. It just makes it tough. hopefully our bench will stay upbeat. We can work some kinks out here. This is a great opportunity to work on our penalty kill and our power play.
Aeros winning the draw. Jake's in his own zone. Whoa. And a little trouble with the puck. It's controlled by Fort Wayne. Mitch Messier turned it behind for Kevin Miehm. Hands it over to Chin. Back for Miehm. Base of the left circle. Puck comes back to the line. Here's the drive. Stopped by Dobson. Rebound. And it's cleared by Jakes. And we're going to get a penalty. Interference. And I think
that should be on the Komets,
yeah.
Obviously. They were in Rob's face again, as they have been all night.
I think Messier is going to go.
Messier or Colin Chin.
Yeah, Willie Chin.
Was it Colin Chin going? Yeah. He was in the crease, looking around for one of those goals. He always does. Here's the big shot from the point, and you can see Colin Chin had just knocked Rob down and a little bit out of the play. So that's 2 minutes. There should be 2 minutes, and they've played strong all night. They've been bumping in. I don't think we've seen Petering bumped once all night. I bet you we've seen Rob bumped 7-8 times.
Aeros win the draw, and Jake's off the face-off, shoots it back into the Fort Wayne zone. Petering will slow, and Sean Evans plays it in behind the net. Evans tipped it off the boards. It goes back to center. For a minute and a half, we'll go 4-on-4, and then the Aeros will get about 28 seconds of a power play. Errant pass is blocked, but Freer jumped on it. 2-on-2 with Arneal. Freer across the line, gives to Arneal, snapped it back, puck between the circles. Jake's turn, shot, hits skates. I think it was blocked by Yashin. Yashin turns in the corner, gives it over to Guy Dupuis. Dupuis to center for Evans, right back to Dupuis, across the line with Willett. Dupuis turning left shot, and a save made by Dobson, and he'll hold on. 18:22 to go in the third period. 7-1 Fort Wayne.
That was good coverage by us coming back. That was just a straight 2-on-2 situation. We let the shot come out from high, and Dauber covered it up. That's simple hockey. That's good, solid hockey that we want to play.
Aeros' next action will be Thursday from Gund Arena in Cleveland. It'll be a game heard exclusively on KPRC AM 950. And then the Aeros back on the network, on television and on radio, Saturday, October 7th, from the Summit in Houston, the home opener, the Aeros and the mighty Detroit Vipers. Look forward to seeing you at the Summit. Komets win the draw. Puck came back. Oh, and a near chance in front, but Darren Smith couldn't find the puck, and Richardson had to hustle back to his own zone and clear it. Conroy near side tries to bring the puck in. He's worked on by Bezeau, who's got 2 goals in the game. Miles O'Connor for Krupke. Give it back to O'Connor. To Al Conroy, turning left side, trying to roll it into the Fort Wayne zone. It's jumped on by Fort Wayne, and Richardson heads up ice. Richardson across the line to drive, but the Komets are offside, so the faceoff comes back to center.
It seems, Adam, just from watching the first couple minutes here, that we are trying to simplify things. We're covering our men a lot better. And on situations on 2-on-2, our coverage is a lot better. Al Conroy there. He's going to be great as the year goes on here. I think people are going to be very surprised at how festy this guy is. Everyone talks about losing Mario Chitteroni, but we're going to have an Al Conroy for all year. And Mario was great for this organization last year, but I'm sure Al can jump in and fill those boots, and hopefully a little more.
Fort Wayne with a puck off the draw. They'll push it into the Aero zone. Jim Pack takes over. Steers a pass ahead for Slivchenko in a foot race with Richardson. Slivy got there. Slivchenko at a left point. He's got some ice. Slivchenko makes the move. Cutting in. A pass for Pack. Shoots. Hits skates. Back to the line. Donnelly. Wide. Shoots. Oh, and he hammered a bullet wide. And Pack a drive. And he fanned on it. And the puck is cleared. Oh, Petering felt that like a hangover the next morning. Oh, man. A big drive from Donnelly and an icing call coming up to Fort Wayne.
Looks like Petering might have been hurt a little bit on that play. He's moving his arm. He fell back in an awkward position. Might have banged his head or an elbow. It looks like he's favoring his left elbow right now.
Petering has been just that. Sparkle Lane.
Yeah, he has. He's played well tonight. I'm sure that we would have loved to test him a little bit more than what we have. But Petering, he's a solid goaltender. He's a big guy. He's made a couple big saves. You look at the stuff shot by Scotty or Neil last period, and he made a couple saves in the first period. When you get goaltending, goaltending's a big part of it. But another big part is to make sure that we're staying on the outside, and we've just had such a tough time to get those good quality chances tonight.
Face off in the circle to the right side of Petering. Komets win it, clear it to the line, not out. Jakes held it in. Jakes turns it down the left side for Maurice. Back to the line. O'Connor a drive, and that just goes wide. Puck in front. Oh, and the Komets got backplayed. Some great team defense. And that's been the story. That's been the Komets team defense. When the Aeros do get a rare chance in front, Fort Wayne has been on their case.
They've really been on top of the pucks all night. Any loose pucks, they seem to be the guys on top of them.
Jakes gets it over left side. Yo can't bring it in. And now it is controlled by Maurice at his own blue line. Maurice, a pass behind Bissett. It goes back into the Aero zone where Dobson slows. Miles O'Connor. Give it to Yo. Tipped it up for O'Connor. Maurice tries to bring it ahead. Sean Evans back in his own zone. Forecheck by Bissett. Dupuis. His pass intercepted by Jakes. Jakes across the Fort Wayne line. Will slow it in behind the net. Oh, and then Sean Evans playing peekaboo with the Aero forechecker, and the Aeros almost did that. Boo!
They almost booed him, is right. I think Sean Evans has played very well for them also tonight. He's moved the puck up well for them.
I always liked him as a defenseman with Milwaukee last year. He's a very mobile defenseman and really good with the pass and good with the puck, and he's, I think, a pretty fine acquisition for the Komets.
Very good one.
Puck goes into the Aero zone. Goes into the near corner. Laniel fighting for it with Willett. He's taken hard into the boards. Laniel trying to dig it out of the scrum. It's picked loose and pried back to the line. Richardson wide. Shoots Dobson. Left pad save. And it's jumped on by Matthew. Matthew for Houston. Left side. Hits the brakes. Lost the puck. Townsend trying to come up with it. Townsend lost it. And Fort Wayne clears it. Oleg Yashin across the line. Yashin wrist shot and a stick save by Dobson. 5 minutes, or 4.5 rather, played in the third in a 7-1 hockey game. Fort Wayne leads it. McCrory for Houston. McCrory a shot. That was blocked. It came out in front, and it's cleared to center. It goes into the Aero zone. Out of the net, Dobson steers one up to the right side for defenseman Gord Donnelly. Snap pass to Slivchenko. Slivy down the left side. He's out there with Freer and Arneal. Jim Pack has it for Houston. Back to his own blue line. Donnelly. Quick pass for Arneal. Scott Arneal for Houston across the line. Trying to center when it goes down to Peter Ing. He will cover up, and he will hold on. Let's take time out. We've played 5 minutes here in the third period, and this is Saturday Night on Ice. Saturday Night on Ice continues. October 7th from the Summit in Houston. The Aeros hosting the Detroit Vipers. Oh boy, get your tickets. But if you can't get your tickets, we'll have it right here on UPN 20 and KPRC 950 AM. Drive by Pack right hand save made by Ing. And the puck is turned around by Wortman. Kevin Miehm in the corner. He's pushed around by Donnelly. Puck tipped by Colin Chin. And it goes back for Jim Pack. Jim Pack for Houston. Quick pass for Donnelly. And it's intercepted by Wortman and fired into the Aero zone.
I just noticed, Adam, the shots are 37-18, and that's pretty indicative of the score also.
Puck shot down. Icing indicated. The Komets are back to touch, and icing is the call. The Komets lead it by a score of 7-1, and let's go down to Mike Greenley. Mike?
Well, one of the things that was said in the dressing room in between the second and the third was, let's go out there as if it's a 0-0 game. And you see that even though the Komets are still getting a few shots on net, you see a little bit of offense coming from the Houston Aeros. So the guys are trying to treat this as best as possible, trying to come out of this game with some positive things.
Thank you, Mike. The UPN cameras catching even the great sound effects as the Aeros making changes.
That was someone coming off that wasn't happy. It sounded like he was slamming the gate pretty good.
14:30 to play in the third and a 7-1 lead. That explains a lot. But as we said, and I want to keep hammering the fact that there's 81 of these left. So one game a season does not, and you know that in any sport.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There's a puck that's centered out in front. It was blocked. I'll give you a case in point. I think everybody was ready to write off the Houston Rockets about mid-season last year. And all they did was win back-to-back NBA championships, folks. Puck is still in the Aero zone. It goes to Slivchenko. And Freer will skate it up and out at center. Freer across the line with Arneal and Slivchenko. A shot right on. He stopped it. Oh, Mark Freer split the D. And the Komets jump on it. College in. Work one ahead for Guy Dupuis across the line. That is whistled down on the offsides. And then Miles O'Connor gives Guy Dupuis a little blast along the boards.
That was just a solid body check, and they took a little offense to it. It was great to see Mark Freer have that big burst of speed, go right down the middle, and get a pretty good scoring chance on Peter Ing. That's what we need out of Mark. We need that speed and that creative playmaking.
I think one thing for Terry Ruskowski and Dave Tippett. I think they're also going to be looking with 13 minutes, 57 seconds to go at line combinations, not just defensive tandems, but the guys up front, guys that are playing well. And I'm sure Terry is just going to try and mix it up a little bit and get people ready for Cleveland on Thursday.
Sure. Plus, you also might see little Bezeau play a little bit more at center. He's a young kid. This is his first IHL game. I'm sure they want to see what he can do.
I don't think he's played that poorly either. I thought he's had a pretty good hockey game.
I agree with you, Adam.
Gord Krupke for Houston in behind his own net. Trying to get it up there. Dodge to Fort Wayne Chekas. Coming in there to lower the boom was Darren Smith. It goes back into the Aeros zone, and Laniel is there. Forecheck by Willett. He chopped it ahead. Yo brings the center. Mike Yo for Houston across the line. Yo had it tipped away, but McCrory jumps on a loose puck. McCrory rolled it down low. It cycled along the boards. Laniel base in the left circle. Laniel pinching from his point. Laniel still with the puck turning. Delayed penalty coming up to the Fort Wayne Komets. Dobson to the bench. The Komets trying to play it. They blast along the boards. Can the Komets clear it? No. Finally they control it. And the Aeros are going to go on the power play when we return. 7-1 Fort Wayne. This is Saturday night on ice. On the power play, and again, Jim Pack, who's normally out on the power play, will sit this first shift down, but I think at this point, you're just kind of finding combinations here. Maybe the Aeros get a goal, something to build on.
Sure, we're going to see Al Conroy back on the point. I think we're going to see that develop more as the year goes on. Obviously, Miles O'Connor is going to be out there because he's going to be that power play quarterback. Yeah, looks like Terry has some choice words out there for some of the officials, it sounds like.
I don't know what they are.
Well, I think he wants the face-off not at the top of the circle. He wants it deeper right at the dot.
Top of the puck, and the Aeros have it. Conroy, left point, lets a shot go. Stick save made by Ing. It slides to the near side. Cronin trying to clear. Swept away by Murphy, but not out. Here's McCrory. Oh, and a pass for Slipchenko. He hesitated on it. I don't know if he expected it, and then Slipchenko turned it over, and Rob Murphy shoots it down the ice.
Well, they did a good job at clearing the puck tonight. When they get it, they put it all the way down the ice. Not in the neutral zone, but all the way down.
12:48 to go in the third. 7-1 Fort Wayne, a minute and a half on the power play. Aeros bring it across line, but the Fort Wayne Komets just turn and shoot it down the ice. I can't find a flaw in the Fort Wayne Komets game. Offense, defense, penalty kill. Their power play has a goal tonight.
They look like the Denver Grizzlies of last year in mid-season form.
O'Connor steers one left side for Conroy. And across the line, that is offsides. This is something I guess maybe you will expect for the first few games, is we've seen a lot of offsides for the Houston Aeros, and one where really they haven't been forced off. So it's been kind of tough, but we take a look at the Pizza Hut goalie comparison, and there's not much to compare. Dobson has made 31 saves tonight compared to Peter Ing. And
Peter Ing has 19 saves, actually. But again, we go back to the quality, and Ings likely saw 8 quality chances, and I'm sure Rob's has saw about 27, 28. That's too many in a game. As a goaltender, Adam, we only look for about 16.
You saw a lot of shots in the preseason, I really thought, as well. I mean, just all 3 games. Think back to the Kansas City game with 40 shots that Dobson faced in the win. Arneal back to the line for Jim Pack. Roll it back to Arneal into the circle. He tried to center it. It's blocked. Jim Pack lets a shot go. That is blocked, and Kevin Miehm will turn it. There's been more blocks tonight than a Chicago First Avenue. I mean, everything seems to be getting blocked tonight for the Aeros. Arneal down low, Laniel behind the cage, center, it scores! Scott Arneal! And it's a power play goal, and the Aeros now at 7-2 Fort Wayne.
Well, that's a positive sign right there, is that we took it in deep. We've been working it around. We didn't get frustrated. Scotty Arneal, Johnny on the spot, right in that slot again. And when you give him that puck in the slot, most times he's going to bury it as he did there.
8-12, the time of the goal.
Laniel made a great pass, right on his stick. Arnie's not going to miss that shot hardly at all, ever. And he put it right up in the middle of the net. And on the reverse angle, you can see Arnie, he's just trying to find the hole in the seam, just as a quarterback does. And he found the hole all right and buried the puck.
Puck shot into the Fort Wayne zone. Komets go back. Wortman rolled it along, but it's picked up by Marky Matthew. Matthew jammed it to the near side. Pinching was Jakes. Jakes trying to find Graham Townsend. He's in a wrestling match with Wortman. It's lugged out of there by Matthew. He tried to center it, but Colin Chin is there. Komets with a 5-goal lead. 11:25 to play. Jakes to Yo. He's imprinted by Nickolic, and are they going to go? Yeah. It's going to be Alex Nickolic and Mike Yo, and Nickolic is giving it to Yo right now with left hand. I don't think Yosi thought he was a southpaw, and Nickolic has been giving it to him. Nickolic, if you remember, didn't want to go with Conroy, and then Yo picks him up and dumps him like early morning trash along the ice. But Alex Nickolic giving Mike Yo a few left hands.
Well, he seemed to get the jump on Yosi there, and I don't know if Mike knew he was a lefty. I've never heard of the kid before, and we likely didn't even have a scouting report on him.
While they sort out the penalties, we take time out at 7-2 Fort Wayne. This is Saturday night on ice. Saturday Night Ice on UPN 20 and KPRC AM continues on October 7th. The Aeros home opener against the Detroit Vipers. Saturday the 14th in Cincinnati. Wednesday the 18th in Indianapolis. And you can get your tickets for opening night by calling 627-AERO.
I was just checking some stats there on Nickolic. In the last 3 years pro that he's played, he's averaged 250 penalty minutes. So he's not one of those guys scared to be a little timid and dropping those gloves.
Here comes Matthew for Houston. Base of left circle. Hands it over. McCrory centered. The shot by Bissett just slammed wide of the net. Now Bissett again centered, and that just goes wide. Puck to the near boards. Chip down McCrory. McCrory and Colin Chin working hard in the corner. And then, McCrory was just belted by Colin Chin. Here come the Komets. Messier's pass, or I should say, the pass to Messier was intercepted. McCrory turned it around, and now here's a chance for Donnelly upstairs, and he got a shoulder on it. And it goes behind the net. Mitch Messier, lost an edge, crashed and burned, turnover. Bissett couldn't get the shot away. 10:33 to go in this third period. 7-2 Fort Wayne. Jim Pack gently rolled the puck into the Fort Wayne zone. Back goes Sean Evans. Watched by Arneal. He's given a rough ride along the boards. And the Komets turn, but not get it out. O'Connor, the drive! Kicked down to there by Peter Ing. And the Komets shoot it. Heads up into the bench, almost in Mike Greenlake territory. He may have almost gotten a save.
I think he could have had a glove save down there by the looks of it. I don't know. I seen Sudsy, the trainer, down there, just tossed it back up into the stands. There's a good look at Dave Tippett, who the other night got his first ever coaching win when we played the exhibition game. Dave coached all game. Now he's in the assistant role there tonight, and I'm sure that he's wondering what could we have done different to prepare, or what could we have done different so that we wouldn't be in the situation of a 7-2 game, 10 minutes and 17 seconds left. So I'm sure we're going to have to go back to the drawing board this week, and it might not be a pleasant sight around the Aerodrome on Monday. Could be a good work day for the Aeros.
Off the face-off, Komets have it. Sean Evans trying to clear it, but Jakes read the play and held it in. But the Komets tipped it away, and it comes back to center ice. We're at 5-on-5 hockey. Halfway through this third period, Aeros down by 5. Arneal, he's given a pretty good ride from Guy Dupuis. Puck is brought into the Fort Wayne zone. They scrum it out along the far boards. Slivchenko's in the middle of it, and the puck is shot all the way down the ice. No icing as the Aeros hustle back. You know, the one thing about Vadim Slivchenko is they're trying to get defense as part of his role, and I think you're going to see it improve Vadim in both ends of the ice.
Well, in training camp, he was way better than he was the year before, and that's a great start for Vadim. He knows that if he's going to get a chance to play here regularly to get his 30 goals, he's got to play good, solid defense also.
So the face-off, as whistle stops play, will be in the circle to the right side of Rob Dobson. Houston trailing 7-2 here in the third period with 9:39 to play in this hockey game. Rob Murphy to take the draw.
He's had a solid game tonight. Rob Murphy has had a solid game, and there's Vadim, who knows that if he's going to get that ice time, he has to play that solid D, and he's willing to sacrifice that.
Puck control by McCrory. It's snapped ahead to Conroy, and he'll skate the center. Conroy through the neutral zone for the Houston Aeros. Across the line, dropped it for Laniel. Pinching left point, a shot and a stick save made by Ing. Now the puck slammed out in front. Ing bobbling around. He's lost his stick a few times, and then what a play by Al Conroy. Al Conroy behind the play, although the Aeros didn't have the puck. Conroy played his stick trying to get it away from Peter Ing. If the Aeros could have come up with a puck, that would have been an interesting turn of events. Now the Aeros in their own end turn it over in front, but Kevin Miehm couldn't get anything accomplished, and the Aeros trying to clear. Maurice along the near side, tipped away by Miehm. Rolled it near side, Murphy reversed it down low. Miehm in after the puck, Krupke after it as well. He'll be the first one, and then send it over to Laniel. Behind the Aero, Twine. Give it to Maurice. 8:46 to go in this one. 7-2 Fort Wayne. Aeros can't clear the zone. It's brought in. Messier makes the move. Right in! Out, send down. Stacking the pads, and he will hold on it now. Andy Beazeau wants to go with Al Conroy. Beazeau's got 2 goals, but as you said, Troy Gamble, he's also known for his rust-up, but Al Conroy says not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Beazeau, he's played well tonight. He's been all around the puck, and here's a good save. Dauber lies down, stacks the pads, takes the bottom of the net. That's just from a situation where we got to make sure we clear that puck when we get the opportunities. There's one thing that we didn't do as well as we'd like, is that when we're at our blue line, it has to get out. When we're at their blue line, it has to get deep. And those are a couple things that I don't think we executed as well as we wanted tonight.
Face off in the circle to the right side of Rob Dobson. Drop of the puck. Aeros have it. Jim Pack behind the net. Oh, man, just unloaded on by Beazeau. Puck came out in front and it goes wide of the net. Beazeau has been all over the ice, and he's going to get a penalty interfering with Gord Donnelly. And everybody getting in. And Beazeau takes a swing at Donnelly, and Donnelly wants at him. Beazeau came smoking in there, and Donnelly wants in there. And everybody gathered. The original penalty was coming to Andy Beazeau, which was one of the new obstruction penalties that we talked about at the top of the broadcast.
I don't think he wants to be messing with Gord Donnelly either.
Beazeau will be escorted to the penalty box with 8:28. Playing the third, 7-2-4 Wayne.
It goes back to that draw, Adam. And another thing I've noticed as the game has progressed is that they've been able to get pressure. Even when we win the draws, they've been able to get pressure on our defense, pinning them up against the glass tonight.
Now this is the penalty. As you can see, Beazeau, for those of you watching on UPN 20, comes in and then, well, Donnelly kind of gives him the old hammerlock and then imprints his head into the boards.
I think Donnelly was just trying to give him a little swat and say, beat it, punk, get out of my way. I'm trying to get the puck, I guess.
Donnelly,
who just got in the other day, and who has
him
to
and
be
Jimmy
tough.
Pack both.
You know, that has to be tough on them. They haven't been playing with us. All of a sudden they come in, they've had 1, maybe 2 practices at the most, and they're playing all the time. So that's been a tough transition for them.
Donnelly, who's longtime NHL veteran, played a couple of seasons with the Dallas Stars, and we talked about his 4-year stint with Winnipeg and 3 years with Buffalo, 3 years with Quebec. He's kind of moved around, but everywhere he's played, he's been a physical presence. His NHL total penalty minutes, folks, 2,069. Let me take this a step further when you talk about the 4 defensemen in Gord Donnelly, Gord Krupke, Miles O'Connor, and Jim Pack. You have over 1,800 pro hockey games in those 4. Although maybe tonight it has not showed, but let's not forget 2 of the guys, Pack and Donnelly, just got in. These guys need some time to gel and play together.
Sure, as a team we need time to gel, and tonight we just caught a tough Fort Wayne team. You know, we came into the jungle. We said right at the start, let's get out of the first 5 minutes, and we didn't get out of the first minute, let alone the first 5, and that kind of set the tempo for the Komets.
The extra minor going to Andy Beazeau, which was the original interference call, so the Aeros are on the power play. Third one of this period. The last time they were on the power play, Scott Arniel scored at 8:12. See if the Aeros can do it again. If the Komets win the draw, they'll shoot the puck back into the Houston zone. O'Connor turned it over to the right side, and Mark Freer skates it across the line. Freer got by Cronin, staying tough with the puck. Freer, base of the right circle. Freer to Arniel at the hash marks. Get it back to Miles O'Connor. Back to Arniel. Wines fakes the shot. Down low. Freer centered for Jakes upstairs. Oh, my word. What a left pad save by Petering. He looked like he was doing the Jane Fonda workout. He kicked his leg up there so high. O'Connor a drive. And that hit skates from Colin Chin. Oh, man. What a stop. Bissett along the left side. That's just instinct, folks. Bissett, left side to the line. Jakes, Wines, fakes. Here's the drive. Hammered wide rebound. Oh, what a stick save made by Petering. He is standing on his spleen in this hockey game, especially in the last couple of chances.
He's made a couple of terrific saves, just showing his great reaction and presence in the goal.
Puck goes down for Freer. Aeros had it. Freer trying to dodge a Cronin check. It's picked loose by Dupuis and shoveled all the way down the ice. Under a minute to go in the power play. 7:15 to play in the third period, and a 7-2 hockey game. Fort Wayne leads it, but the Aeros, no quit tonight. They have kept coming. Slivchenko across the line. Slivy cutting right in on goal, and he tried to feather Conroy, and it went just too far. Puck along the boards. Jimmy Pack grinding it out with Paul out of the Komets. Slivchenko got it back to the line for Conroy. Conroy, top of the slot, line, shoot, hit the post! Wow! It's the third post tonight. Conroy for Slivchenko. Shoots! Deflected wide by Maurice. And the puck is cleared. Oh, man.
Great shot by Al Conroy. He got in the middle of the ice and he just blasted a shot.
Slivchenko with 10 on the power play. Slivy waiting. Oh, and his pass intercepted by Richardson. It's shot down the ice, and that will do it for the Houston Aero power play with 6:30 to go in the third in a 7-2 hockey game.
That's one thing about Al Conroy that a lot of people don't know is that he does have a great shot. He's got that short little stick, and when he gets his body behind it, he can blast them as hard as anyone.
And Matthew is drawn off sides, and we'll take timeout. It's 7-2 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets. More from Fort Wayne right after this. This is Saturday night on ice.
Ninth inning today, and advanced the runner, but he couldn't get him home. And the Astros came back and had a great win today, 9-8. They're in the hunt.
I got to tell you, real quickly though, my team, the Seattle Mariners, I don't know how they did tonight. I haven't seen the score, but I'm telling you, the city of Seattle's going nuts, folks.
I think a lot of guys are looking at the referendum vote to see if they're getting a new stadium.